Here is every shape base that I've built in 99 Nights in the Forest. Starting out with the triangle base, then the square base, then actually a honeycomb base, then the Pentagon, and finally the Hexagon base. So let's get into it. Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest triangle base in 99 Nights in the Forest. So first things first, gotta check the eyebrows. Yep, looking good. And now we're just gonna be getting a ton of wood, getting all 4 kids, and building a very nice looking triangle base. But it's also gonna be the biggest triangle base, which means the wall is not gonna be here. It's not gonna be out here, but we're gonna have the max level fire and 10 torches, so the wall's probably gonna be like out here, maybe. I'm not sure exactly how big it's gonna be, but it's gonna be big. So in order to do this, we're playing the lumberjack class. That way we can do it faster because we can sometimes get double drops on saplings, and that's basically how I'm gonna be getting wood. I'm just gonna take all my saplings, plant them in a group, chop down everything in existence. And when you're playing lumberjack, you also get bonus logs. So we're gonna need 2 very important things. I'm gonna want the strong axe, and I'm also gonna want a giant sack in order to transport wood as fast as possible. So right now we're off to a decent start. We got 3 wood for a map, and we also have the level 3 fire. So let's go out and try to find something like a weapon in order to get the kids. And also thank you for the comments, because I learned that with the hammer you can actually pick up the kids' tents, and we're gonna be using that to make this base really nice looking, because when the kids were just stuck in place, it was kind of hard to work around that. All right, we got the stronghold right here. I'll remember it's the top left corner of the map, which is good because this way we might be able to get the speaking of chainsaw, maybe we'll get one right here. That would be day 1 chainsaw. Come on, come on. What is that? Oh, okay, it's a tactical shotgun. It looked white for a second. All right, but that'll be useful somehow. Maybe we could use that in the stronghold, but we'll see. We do have a forest gem fragment though, so that is pretty nice. We're gonna be getting all 4 kids and all 4 beds as well. So maybe we'll even be able to take out some raids and then get more forest gem fragments and get something like the weather machine, or maybe the respawn capsule. That might be a little bit more useful. All right, there we go. We got the bunny foot. That'll give us the good sack. So we already have good tools on day 2. That's what you always want. Now we do need food as well. That's gonna be a problem. So let me get some more wood. All right, let's get the crafting bench 2, and then we'll also get a farm plot, and then we're gonna go get more wood to get a second one. That way, by the time we get the crock pot, we'll have a consistent food source, and then we can really focus on just building the base. All right, there we go. So this will be consistent food. Now we just need to get fuel for our fire and better tools. More specifically, the strong axe, which should be decently easy to find, as well as the giant sack, which might be a little bit harder, but I think they might be the same rarity. I'm not actually sure. It seems to me just by experience that the strong axe is a little easier, but I also do want the chainsaw, so we're most likely going to be going to the stronghold. All right, so I just found where the first kid is. I'm going to try to use my good axe since they're just wolves and not alpha wolves. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's working. Just got to be a little careful, and that does it. All right, we got a ton of fuel right here. This should bring me to fire level 4. Oh yeah, that was way more than fire level 4. Dino kid is stuck. We'll put him right there. There we go. I do not want any tents to be missing here. So now let me get some wood, and we might be able to get the crock pot already. Yeah, we should be good to get it. We just need the next crafting bench and 15 wood, which we can get. We're also going to get the regular bed. We're going to place it in a random spot for right now, but when we get the hammer, we're both going to be moving the beds and also the tents. So now let me place my crock pot down, and we're good on food. Now we just need to upgrade this fire. Got to replant my saplings, so I don't want to forget about that. We're going to need a lot of wood for this base because the walls are going to be pretty big, and you need 60 wood alone just for the torches. We also did just find the anvil, so this is good. We'll know where to make the hammer. And now we just need fuel. All right, there we go. We got 3 chairs here for some wood, fuel canister, bandage as well. We got wolf pelt, so that'll be good for the trader. There also seems to be somebody stalking me. I just don't know who. Can't really put my finger on it. You know, they're very inconspicuous. They're very good at hiding themselves. Just feel like something's watching me right now. It's just very weird feeling, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to see them. They're probably hiding way far out there with like a telescope or something. But actually, I might have enough fuel for fire level 5 already. So let's test this out. All right, very close. Let me make that biofuel processor, and then we'll finish it off with wood. All right, this should be enough. There we go. So now we can only get the second kid because I do want... Actually, you know what? Maybe I should use the tactical shotgun on the bears. That would help. Would save us a lot of time. Let me build a few things first, though. I do want compass and sundial. That'll help us a lot with navigating to go find the kids, and also knowing when to come back home in order to preserve my life, because I kind of like that. My life is pretty valuable to me. It's worth at least more than $5. But considering considering the fact that we're getting raided today, that means that tomorrow, about a little bit into the day, we'll be able to go get the Stronghold for the first time and maybe get the chainsaw, which would help so much with this challenge. And also, when we go get the Stronghold, that'll help us to get a lot of old coins, which we will need for the furniture trader, because I do want to make the inside of this base look nice as well. So before it turns day, let me start heading out to where the second kid is, and then we might get the third kid in the same day as well. All right, so far so good. Just making sure to stay far enough away, and there we go. Furniture trader's also here, so this is interesting. I think we might skip out on getting the second kid. We might go to the Stronghold early or immediately, and then from that we'll get a few coins, try to buy as much furniture as possible, and then we'll finish out the Stronghold. So let me start heading out there. Might not even have too much time to do that. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna just go to the furniture trader and buy with the coins that we have, and then we'll just do the Stronghold. I did just find a bunch of coins on the way, though. We have 50 now. That might be enough to buy out his stock. Let's see. I don't need to buy anything on the right side here because that's always there. But I think, okay, wow, he has a lot of chairs. I do need to be careful here. He has a lot of stuff. I don't have enough, so I want to buy the blue rugs. Those are always nice. Hedgerows, dude, this guy shoves hedgerows at me all the time, so I don't need those. Wooden nightstand, I guess we'll take those. So we'll take the chairs, the nightstands, the rugs, and I guess one hedgerow curved because I don't really like the log benches. But now let's go take out the Stronghold, and I'm really hoping for a chainsaw before we even get to double-digit days. That will make this 10,000 times faster, especially when you cut down these big trees. They give you 4 saplings each. All right, this is perfect. We just got the rifle, so this will probably help us a ton with the Stronghold, but I'm planning to use my spear mostly. All right, last guy. There we go. So let's hopefully get a chainsaw right here. I actually do know a guaranteed way to get a chainsaw. If you look at the mythic chest with your very intense eyebrows, it will actually magically give you a chainsaw. So right now I'm flexing my eyebrows. Okay, it seems like my eyebrows are not good enough, so we're gonna have to put a Sharpie on them. But actually, the tactical shotgun's not... Actually, you know what? It's kind of good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it here. That way, whenever I run out of ammo with this one, I can just pick up this one and get a bunch more ammo. Wait a second. Dude, no. I just made the biggest mistake of my life. No, you've got to be kidding me. No. Dude, don't tell me. Don't. No, that's a fat joke. That's the fattest joke I've ever seen in my life. Dude, I was dropping my stuff to try and make this stuff fit, so let me just pick that up right now. And I accidentally walked into the wall and dropped the second kid. Dude, there has to be a way. Dude, no, that's the stupidest thing in the world. Okay, I gotta think logically about this. We're gonna pick up all the stuff we want. Now I gotta try to, oh, no, dude. All right, well, let me drop all my stuff so I don't accidentally give a microwave to this wall. But bro, dude. Can I like use my, wait, this might work. Yes, okay, we're good. That works. Okay, so now let me pick up all my stuff again and never ever do that in my entire life. Well, our fire is at 1%. Probably a good thing that we have a little bit of fuel. All right, got the boost pad. Let's use this. Go get the third kid and then the fire to max level, and then we can actually start building our walls. All right, this is good. I see a fuel canister right here and also one back here. And out of these chests, you can also get an oil barrel if you're lucky enough. Or you, oh, okay, I actually did get something. We got the giant sack. That is one of the things we really need for this. And we also have a base back here with 2 oil barrels. That is what we'll take. Medkit up top too. That will always be useful. Studies actually do show that you're 72.3 times less likely to go into bankruptcy from buying Robux if you have a medkit. 3 oil barrels. Dude, okay, we're gonna get to fire level 6 pretty much as soon as we get back home. See if we can get one out of here too. That's guaranteed fire level 6. No chance it's not. All right, well, actually, that's one of the things we needed too. We got the strong axe. So that's really good. And we also have 17, you know what? We're forming a conga line, guys. Follow after me. We're gonna go dance to the winter biome where hopefully I'll be the only one to survive. Dude, this is actually, there's so many of them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get close to the building and then run this way. That way they all get stuck on the building and we should be good to not die. All right, yeah, we only got 1 or 2, 3 things chasing me now. All right, I'm gonna use attack on this bear right here. Should only take 2 shots. There we go. So now we're gonna get the third kid. Actually, if I can even make it down the, yeah, okay. Well, whenever we're ready. Actually, I think we should be fine to get the third kid very soon anyway because of all the oil barrels we have. All right, let's put all our stuff down. See if this gives us fire level 6. It actually might. No, it will. There we go. All right, fire level 6 already. That's a good sign. So now let's go get the third kid. All right, now that we have the strong axe, we can just start chopping down all our trees, putting that into the crafting bench, and we could start getting some progress on our wall. Or actually, no, we need to build torches first. That's what we need. Then we can do the wall. Because right now we have a decent sized base, but with 10 torches, I might be able to get it pretty much out here. All right, we do need more scrap, but so far we have about 3 torches. So we're going to put 1 for each of the kids. And I did forget to go get the 4th kid, but because I have the boost pad, actually, no, I don't want to risk it. So tonight, I'm just going to focus on making the base look better. Or actually, I need the hammer for that. So I'm just going to use my strong axe and get the trees around the base. That way we're safe, but it is a little slower than the chainsaw. All right, got the key. We also got the pelt. Take an oil barrel. Now let me get the first, okay, mythic chest right here. That is what we want. Chainsaw, please. All right, let me flex my eyebrows at you intensely. Okay, maybe I have very thin eyebrows, but now let's go to the furniture trader really quick. But before we go to get the furniture trader's furniture, we always have to make a free throw right here. Aim right there. Boom. We totally made it in. I have no idea how it bounced over there, but I guess it just must have been that good of a shot, you know? NBA highlights probably gonna show up, you know, just a dude playing Roblox. Watch ESPN if you want to see that. Let's see what we got here. We got sunflowers. We want those. The hedgerow intersections, I'm just gonna not get those. I never really use them that well. So we're gonna get the camping chairs, the signpost, trellises, and also the icy throne, fishbowl, and snowman. And we also do need a lot of scrap for the torches, so I'm looking for that right now. Well, it also turns out tonight the deer was hungry, so maybe we're just gonna stay out here for a little bit. All right, this deer apparently really wants to kill me. Sir, it is not that big of a deal. You can eat any other animal. I've seen you do it in a cutscene. All right, now let's head out a little bit further, get some more scrap, and then we should be good to have all of our torches. That's what we need the scrap for right now. All right, we actually have our first forest gem now, so that's good. We have a bunch of oil barrels to put off to the side if we need more fuel. Fourth kid is back at the base, and we have way more than enough scrap and wood to get the last 7 torches. So let me drop our furniture first, then we'll put the torches around the kids' tents. We'll move these, but I'm just putting them here for right now. And then I'll put the last 2 just back here. And now the wall goes out, I think about where I said, about right here. So pretty big for a triangle base. Now, this is going to be interesting because we're going to be using log walls, so I need to find a point and somehow figure out to make a nice 45-degree angle. That way it doesn't look bad. And I also got to figure out, how do I want this door to look? Because where am I going to put it? At one of the points, or maybe even on one of the sides? Got to figure that out. Now, we have a ton of wood right here, so we'll put this all into the crafting table, and we might be able to get started on a decent portion of this wall. And I'm also thinking I might want to include some shelves on the outside, because I do think that would add a little bit of some looks to it, but I'm just gonna have to think a little bit, and then I'll let you know what I want to do. So far, I have this very tactical and beautiful design, and I'm thinking if we have a door right here, this kind of just looks like a flat wall. So instead, I want to make a door right here. That way the doorway is a little bit more narrow, and you see the 45-degree angle. And then on the outside, we'll put some shelving going along here with some very nice items, as well as maybe some furniture too, because we'll have a bunch of space right here to do whatever we want, because these are going to be touching the outer edges of the walls, and then the outer edge should be like right here, giving us this room to work with. So that is what we want to do. But I do also want to get the oil drill, because I don't want to be worrying about fuel for this run. So I just need a little bit more scrap, and then we can really get started on the wall. And also we can use the scrap that I go get for the crafting bench level 5 and whatever else we might craft. But let me also get the hammer real quick. I don't want to forget about that. Okay, we're making the hammer, but I'm gonna head back to base after this, just because it's turning nighttime, and then we'll go get more scrap. Well, taking a slight detour. Today the furniture trader's in town, so let's see what he's got. Colorful fairy lights, single, not bad. 4 purple pillows. I could try to find a way to use those. Mossy trellises and 2 signposts. Now that I have the hammer though, I do want to start getting some furniture. Like, we can get the basketball hoop. That is always nice to have in the base. And then whatever we see, we could use that as well. Oil drill, we are gonna have that go into the lake so that these fishes will have something to drink other than water. It is pretty annoying drinking the same thing every day. We also now have a massive pile of wood. This might be enough for at least half of the base, but we'll see. And with that, we have 160 wood now. So let me replant these saplings and we'll start building our wall. But I want to figure out where we're gonna put the door. That way we can figure out pretty much everything else pretty easy. I'm thinking here would be a good spot. If I do it back there, the billboard's in the way. If I do it this way, you're facing the back of the crafting bench. This way wouldn't be too bad, but I do like this way just a little bit better. So let's make a bunch of walls and we'll start. That first thing we need though is that perfect 45-degree angle. Without that, this base is nothing. So let's see, is this our 45-degree angle? We're gonna get rid of these eventually. It's just gonna be a guide for us. Is this a 45-degree angle? I don't know how in the world I could tell. Maybe I could put like a protractor on my monitor, but I do not have one of those. So let's see, if we just keep going that way, how would that look? If I go straight, let me try to do this. If I aim this way and I go in first person mode, if I try to align myself straight and I just keep walking until I hit the edge, and I hit the edge right here. Is that straight? Okay, that's not exactly straight. Maybe I could just do this and I could look. Yeah, okay, this is straight. So if I go all the way back out here, the wall is gonna cut right through the base. So we actually need maybe less than a 45-degree angle. So that way the base extends out to where we want it to. So let's pick it up and try a different angle. So like right here, and then bring this one in a little bit as well, and right here. So if I just keep going straight and then I look backwards, we'll see where this lets us end up. So let's look straight at it. It goes through the billboard, or actually no, it goes to right here. So right here is still not what I want, so I do need to make this angle even smaller. This going straight will take us right back there. This going straight will take us through the oil barrels, but we can also move those. So this should be good enough. Now let's start moving this triangle back, and we gotta make sure it stays straight. We can't be curving it, can't be messing with it. We need this to be the biggest triangle base. I also forgot, day 99 is a thing. This is a beautiful view, by the way. I have no idea the cinematography, how they did it. Oh, this is just even nicer. Don't you see just how the rock shimmers at a nice 13 p.m.? That afternoon lighting is really nice. All right, so far, here's what we have. We're gonna take out these walls up here for the door, but we are building a nice start to the triangle base. I am getting raided though, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna craft the log walls that we can, and then take out the raid and then continue this. And I also replanted all my saplings, so we should have a decent enough supply of wood to get this done within a few days. All right, we're getting close to finishing this wall right here. So let's see. Gonna pick up these front two, and that's a pretty small door, but it actually might look pretty nice. And then we could have the shelves going along the sides right here. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Now let me go place these log walls, and then we'll place the shelves. And then on these shelves, we're gonna be putting some very nice, valuable items. That way our base looks very nice. Want to show off the pumpkins, maybe even cultist gems if we save those. But I want to show off some very nice, bright looking colors. All right, so here's what we have so far. 2 on each side. You could decently see the things as long as you could see through them. So maybe we'll save the bigger objects for the back, smaller objects in the front, and we will see how this goes. All right, we're just about at the edge with this wall, making sure that it's still straight-ish, and that is the edge. Cannot be, wait, maybe? Okay, I can't even fit another one if we squeeze it in. And as for this side over here, maybe we could squeeze one in, or maybe not. Yeah, it seems like we're not gonna be able to do that. So we have the first 2 walls done, and we actually have a lot more log walls, so we're gonna be close to being done, but it does look pretty cool so far. So now let's connect these 2 points, and we'll have the triangle shape. All right, here's what we got so far. These 2 walls done, and these ones are coming together. So now I might as well start placing a little bit of furniture, since we do have the general shape of what we want. So first things first, we're gonna pick up the kids' tents, and we're gonna put them into 2 corners. We're gonna put the boys into one corner and the girls into the other corner. So we'll put the squid kid right here, then the dino kid facing diagonally right here, and we'll make a nice little boys corner back here, and then we'll do the same thing with the girls' tents and make a girls' corner over there. So we'll put Kraken kid right here and Koala kid right here. Very, very nice. It is nice that you can move the tents now, because they were really just in the way and hard to work around for a while. We're also gonna pick up all these torches. We're just gonna place them back in a group over here, because I'm not sure where I want to put them yet. My trap is working though. We got some damage on the crossbow guy right here, and then it just takes 1 morning star hit and they're pretty much dead. Now, not all of them went through the door, but I think half of them did. And all these trees are gonna go right now. So now we're more than good enough to get the wall finished. Okay, 177 wood. We're only gonna make a few walls for right now, because I don't want to waste the wood that we have. All right, getting close. I think I just need 2 more, and we're done with the triangle part of the base. Gonna squeeze this one in a little bit, and then we'll do the same thing with this one, and the triangle is complete. Looks very nice, but the inside is what we need to focus on now. So let's start out with setting up the boys' side and the girls' side by using the beds as well. So now we gotta figure out what else do we want to put back there. We're gonna have to separate all this. So now, okay, hold up. Kevin is going with the boys. I don't care what you say. Kevin is going with the boys. So we're gonna drop him here, and we need to find his seat. There it is. All right, we got Kevin's chair. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave him back here for now. We're not gonna place him just yet, but we're gonna make the rest of it, and then we'll find a good place for Kevin to chill. Quite literally a place for him to chill. Oh, the hoop, that's going for the boys. That too. Okay, we're putting that right over here as well. Now the fish we're gonna give to the girls. That way they can actually find Nemo. All right, all our furniture is sorted so far. Now we gotta figure out where to put it all. We have 2 nightstands. So what I want to do is I want to give each of these smaller beds a nightstand. That way it's a little bit more equal with the kids who have the giant beds. All right, so that looks pretty nice. Now let's take our blue rugs and we'll put that over here for the boys. Actually, the girls do have the blue bed, but I still do think that the blue rugs would belong over here. So let's put them back here a little bit jagged, but like this. Got some fairy lights. That's going straight over to the girls' side. Actually, I have a really good idea for what I want to do with the girls' side. We're gonna put the fairy light right here. Then we're gonna go grab all of our purple pillows and make a nice little hangout corner. So we'll put one right here, third one here, and the fourth one right here. Not perfectly symmetrical, but about that it looks nice. And then in the center, we will put Nemo. And that does look very nice. Now what I also want to do is take one of these torches and we'll put it in the back corner because it is a little dark. There we go. The raiders are also coming through our entranceway. So we got one guy down, 2 more coming through. That's good. Haven't taken any damage yet. So seems like it's working decently, but a few of them still do stay outside. Now let's see. We have some signposts. We're gonna put the purple signpost for the koala kid and the red signpost for the dino kid. We have some sunflowers and also trellises and a hedgerow curved. So we're gonna keep these off to the side for a farm. And now we have an absolute insane amount of chairs. These are all chairs and we do not have tables. So I'm not sure what we can do. I might just have to hope that we get a table from the furniture trader. And now actually in the meantime, let's build our farm because this is a little small. But first let's build the outline so it should be a little bit easier. We can put it off to the left right here since there's a lot of open space. Put some trellises in a straight line. No way. Dude, hold up. We're making a triangle farm too. This is gonna look nice. So we're gonna take this trellis, we're gonna pick that up, and then we're gonna take these trellises and pick that and put that right there, and then right here, and then just try to connect it to each other like this and like this. Now that is absolutely tiny. So instead, we're gonna have this be more open and have it be like this. And if we can get any more trellises to close it off, we will have that. But for right now, this is what we got. So let's pick up our farm plots, and I want to have something where the campfire is the main focus, or the crock pot. So crock pot could go right here, and the farm plots could kind of surround it in a triangle shape. So let's build some more farm plots. Build 4 for now. Oh, this looks perfect. Wait a second. That won't fit. I just realized that will not fit. We're gonna have to expand the farm out even one more, and even then this does not fit. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to pick up these 2, and then if we expand it out one more, we could make a line right here, and this still would look pretty nice though. I do like the design, but we'll see if we can even get that. For now, we're gonna tuck our farm plots with the biofuel processor. Now let's take our sunflowers and put them in a triangle pattern in the farm. So we'll have 2 on the corners right here, or not really corners, but we'll just have 2 opposite each other like this, and then 1 in the front right here. Very nice, very agricultural, very ergonomic. Not really. Trying to look for the right word. Very architectural. That's not the right word either. It looks very nice. Now let's take some of our torches and put them in a triangle in the farm as well. So we'll do 1 right here, just barely behind the crock pot. Crock pot should fit back here, and then a torch here, torch right here, and we got triangles on triangles in this base. But I did just hear the furniture trader, so let's go hit him up, see what he's got. Hopefully some tables. He does not have tables. He does have hedgerows. We can use those. Bookshelves, some more flowers, barrel, and a yellow signpost. So not bad, but we do need tables, which actually, rather than relying on the furniture trader for tables, we can just go out into other houses and use those tables. And now let's go get ourselves some tables where we could build an extremely long dinner table right here for everybody, the whole family to eat at. That would connect the base and make it look a lot more, I don't know the exact word, but it would work better in tandem. It would be synchronous. That would be a nice word to describe it. Now we just gotta go find houses. There's one right there. Perfect. So we'll grab this table right here as well as this skinny one. And there should be more skinny ones back here. We also get this big rug. Now the nightstand. Okay, this is interesting. We can pick up these fruit stands. I wonder how we can use those. Maybe we could have them around the farm and we could put some of our vegetables on them. All right, we just got our second forest gem. So what that means, we can make the crafting bench. We could already do that, but we can also make one of these. Now the days don't matter too much. Weather, not really that big of a deal. So the respawn capsule is what we're gonna get. We just need 4 more wood. Now we don't really need these saplings anymore, but just in case we're gonna plant them, but outside the base. All right, with this, I have made the world's most creepy smiley face, and I think that's perfect. But now we'll put all our tables back here. For the fruit stands, we're gonna put these on the sides just like this, or maybe what will be even better is that we could use these as the walls that we need. So we could put them right here. Actually, that doesn't even make it a triangle. I have to cut it in a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up these torches and move them into this corner right here, giving us a little bit more room. And then the fruit stands are gonna cut in a little bit closer. So just like this. And that's actually gonna look a lot nicer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up some of our carrots and we'll just put them on the fruit stand like this. Now we'll pick up some of our corn and put that on this one right here. Wait, I can't even pick them up anymore. Apparently when you put these on here, you just cannot pick up your fruits. And I also need to eat something. All right, I just got a cooler while I was out looting. So we're gonna put that back here. We're gonna get Kevin's seat. We're gonna put him right in the corner, just like this. Then we'll put him next to his seat and he will be chilling with the cooler by the boys' base, or the boys' side. Now for the hoop, we're gonna put put that not towards the dining table, but towards the farm. That way, this trellis acts a little bit like a fence to keep the ball from rolling too far. And if you want to watch the game, go ahead and do that. We have a couple chairs for you to watch. Now for the rest of our fruit stands, I think I'm just gonna put them like this. We'll take a couple of our pumpkins and also some corn and carrots. And just as I was doing that, the furniture trader's back. So let's go check what he's got. I'm hoping for some more tables. Okay, no tables. We got some yellow camping chairs. We'll actually use those. I don't want the benches or the intersections. Hedgerow curved. We won't need those. So we're just gonna buy the bluebells as well. So we'll take the blue flowers and we'll put them around the giant bed, right at the foot of the bed, adding a little bit of decoration. Then our camping chairs, we're just gonna add that right here. It's also good that they're yellow so it matches. Even matches the Squid Kids tent. Very nice. Now we have even more fruit stands, but I don't think I want to add more. I feel like that would make it look a little bit worse. So we're just gonna put these off to the side. We do have more nightstands as well. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up each of these bookshelves and move them off to the side, giving us room for the nightstand. All right, now let's make our very long kitchen table. Or not even a kitchen table, our dining table. We have 3 total regular tables, so it is pretty long already. But if I do something like this, where I kind of squeeze these into each other, then we get an extra bit of length. And we do have an extra table, but we're not going to use it just yet. So now we just need to put a bunch of chairs around here, which we do have a bunch of chairs. All right, so far this looks very nice. And we only have 1 chair left over, so we'll also put that off to the side. And this base is looking really cool. We have a boys side, we have a girls side, we have a dining table in the middle. Very nice looking farm. Let me actually pick up a couple carrots, and then we'll put that right here with the corn, unless this is stuck. Okay, no, we got that. And there we go. We have carrots, corn and pumpkins. Let me grab this pumpkin right here, and looks nice. So this base is looking really cool. I actually do like it a lot. And I just realized 2 things. Each of the kids' tents are triangles, and these signposts have triangles right on the end. There's a square right here and a triangle. So this is looking very nice. Still do need that 4 wood for the respawn capsule though, so we're gonna go get that. And with that, we have the respawn capsule, which we'll put by the entrance of the base. Gotta make sure we charge it too. So we'll use the coldest gem, and we're good. All right, we got a few more things. Got the radar, and then I also got a freezer, just so we have more stuff towards the front of the base, because it was a bit empty. What in the world? I just found a basketball out. I don't even see where a hoop is. I don't know how it got over here. But we have a basketball right here. Did it just spawn with the hoop? I have no idea, but we're keeping that. We also got 24 pieces of meat, and we can actually get a little bit more right here. Our traps are starting to break, but let's cook all this, and then let's shove it in here. We'll grab this one just to clean up the base. And now we have a freezer. Not entirely. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I think it is full. No, I genuinely think we filled the freezer at this point. Yeah, okay, I guess it is full, so we'll eat these. Now what I want to do is add some food to our table back there. So we're going to put some stews. We're also going to grab 1 pumpkin, because I don't know one family that doesn't just have that one person who eats an entire pumpkin, including the stem too. That happens to me pretty much every dinner. I think that happens most of the time in all families. We're also going to give 1 person a med kit, because my cooking will most likely kill somebody, just because I do not wash my hands after dealing with uranium. And then I start cooking. Then we're going to get some corn for the people who like to eat corn. And there we go. We have a nice, full, pretty normal and average American family dinner. Now let me take all of the blueprints we haven't used, and we're going to put them outside the base. And with this will be our triangle base. Actually, no, we need one last thing. We need to fill up these shelves with something nice. I also do have 9 oil barrels, so I think I want to do something with that. I want to make a tower of oil barrels, and we'll put it right here. So let's see. We'll put 3 in a row and then 4 in a row. Now we'll put 3 on top of that, just like this, and then 2 on top of these. There we go. All right, now we just need 1 more oil. Oh, wait, okay, we got it. I guess it literally just spit one out. And then we'll put this last one right on top. Gotta be careful. And there we go. All right, we now have a very decent pile of valuable stuff for the outside of our base. All right, I'm gonna place all my last bit of furniture right here, except for these hedgerows. We don't need those. Wooden table, we already got our table set up. The magnolia though, we will add to the koala kids bed, and then a fairy light archway. We could put that right here, but then we do have to move this single one, and we'll put it right here as a light for the bed. So now let me get rid of these blueprints by throwing them off into another nation. Hopefully they don't have any laws against this, otherwise we're going to war. And now let's place all of our valuable stuff. Let's actually separate it though. All right, here we go. We got like 7 microwaves, 4 engines, bunch of fuel, 1 washing machine, tires, and oil barrels. So I gotta figure out how I want to put this. I'm thinking of putting all the fuel on one side and then scrap on the other. So let's see how that goes. Put the oil barrels back here, and then the fuel canisters we'll put right here. Then we're gonna grab our engines and our microwaves. All All right, that looks pretty good. Now what I do want to do is put these two engines up top instead of down low. And then we'll put some tires underneath the engines. That'll actually match too, because it is car themed. So put some tires down here. You can actually fit quite a bit. And now for the oil barrels, in order to finish those off, we actually have 2 more right here, the perfect amount. And I do want to go get more fuel canisters just to really fill the shelves. So probably going to need about 3 to 5 more. Okay, we only needed 3. We'll just put the rest right here. Engines should be good. Okay, one of them fell off. All right, that's not perfect, but we'll go with that. So here is the tour of our triangle base. Coming in, we have the top corner of the triangle, complete with a bunch of valuables that do make the base look a little bit nicer. We have a bunch of fuel, oil barrels that love going all over the place. And coming in, we have some things that are nice for utility, like our lightning rod, radar that we didn't use, but it just looks cool, respawn capsule, which I actually did use once, a nice freezer with all the food that we can need, and an oil barrel cup stack, because who doesn't want that? Then over to our left, we have our very nice farm, which is also in the shape of a triangle. We have sunflowers in the shape of a triangle, torches in the shape of a triangle, and the walls itself are in the shape of a triangle. Then coming back here, we have our boys side, where we have basketball, where the ball is deflate. Oh wait, no, okay. I thought it was going through the ground. But you could play basketball against Squid Kid and Dino Kid. Squid Kid actually kind of looks like he'd be a good referee with the shirt he's got. Then we have our base back here. We have the tents, the beds, nightstands, and even my boy Kevin, who is sitting back here and chilling. Had to pay him $20,000 a second just to appear in this video. Then in the center, we have a nice family dinner table with stew, corns, a whole pumpkin for whoever wants to eat that, and a med kit for the one person who's guaranteed to be sick. Oh, would you look at that? Is my cousin Ricky. Ricky and I don't get along very well. Then lastly, back here, we have our girls side, where we have the beds with some flowers, some nice lighting, and a nice little reading corner or hangout area back here with Nemo himself. I actually had to pay him $15,000 a minute to show up in this video. He is very expensive. But with that, that is the biggest triangle base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Today, I'm going to be building the biggest square base in 99 Nights in the Forest. A few videos ago, I built the biggest triangle base, but now we are adding a side to the shape and making a square base. And then after that, we might do Pentagon, then Hexagon, Septagon, Octagon, Nonagon, Decagon. Who knows what we're going to go up to? But for now, let's just focus on making the best square base possible. And if I actually do keep going up in shapes, I have no idea how we're going to build it, because triangle was already hard. Square will be easier, but Pentagon, Hexagon, and even Decagon, I have no idea how we're going to do that. Gonna have to just do some crazy outline. I have no idea. But for right now, we're playing the lumberjack class, planting all our saplings over here. Got the level 3 fire. And I think for the entirety of day 1, we're just going to be getting as many saplings as possible, and then also get a bunny foot so we can get a better sack. There we go. Third try, we got our bunny foot. So we'll be ready to get the good sack whenever the trader comes by. But for now, we're just going to be getting a bunch of saplings. All right, it's now day 2. Let's get our good sack. And we've already got a lot of trees planted right here. Some of them already grew, which is good. Let's grab all this wood, and we're going to have a ton of wood for farm plots and whatever else we need. And then when these saplings keep growing, we'll keep cutting them down, and then that'll allow us to get our log walls and also our torches very easily. Because in case you didn't see my triangle video, I'm gonna be making the base as big as possible with 10 torches, and then within that space, whatever we can do, we're gonna be building our square walls. So let me get the next crafting bench. We'll also get a sundial, a couple farm plots, and that way we'll have a consistent food source as soon as we get the crock pot. Or actually, technically this is consistent too, but we do need a lot more food than just carrots. But we will need scrap for the crock pot, so instead of getting trees, let's actually go get some scrap today. And also some fuel to get the fire leveled up. I also do need a weapon to get the kids. Strong flashlight is very good earlier on though. I will take that. Got a fuel canister right here. I think that's pretty rare for a level 3 fire. So now we just need some coal and we'll be good to get level 4. And overall, wow, okay, 2 fuel canisters. We just really need a lot of scrap though, because we're gonna need 60 for the torches and also scrap for the other things we want to build. I might even need a radar to find the anvil, because we will want a hammer to build a very nice base. No way. Why are mythic chests so easy to find nowadays? Okay, I'm about to die, but it's worth it for the mythic chest. We also got 2 pieces of coal and a fuel canister, exactly what we need. And thorn armor, not bad, but not the greatest. It will work for right now though, because I didn't have any armor. All right, so let's use the fuel that we have. Should easily get fire level 4. There we go. I also only need 1 more piece of scrap to get the next crafting bench. So tomorrow we're going to be getting more scrap. We're also going to be chopping down all these trees eventually. So we're already going to have a lot of wood. Scrap is probably going to be the hardest thing to find now. now. We're also on day 3, which I'm pretty sure is the day when the frogs come out, but they haven't yet. There we go. Okay, now they're coming out. So I'm wondering, I don't think it's worth it for me to take out the frogs just because it is a decent amount of time you use to actually go down to the whirlpool and all that. But there might be a weapon by the whirlpool. And if I can find that, I'll happily grab that. But if not, we'll just deal without it. We're also almost at fire level 5, which is good. I just need some food badly. All right, we got some food. We also got the 1 scrap that we need. Or actually, I guess I already have enough. Then we'll get craft dimension 3. And then we want to get the crock pot soon. So let me go find some more scrap. And then after that, chop down our trees at night. And we'll be good on food. That is the #1 thing that I just want to have out of the way, which will allow us to build our base a lot faster. And because I'm playing the lumberjack and we already have so much wood, I don't think this will take too much time. Got a revolver. That will be useful to get the first couple kids. And we did find the anvil. Perfect. That'll save us some scrap and wood so that we won't have to build the radar. Also got a piece of cake here. And I'm trying to pick up all the coin stacks that I see because we are going to want to make this a very nice base. We don't just make big bases around here. No, we make move-in ready, new construction, California level property in this neighborhood, which is actually full of very friendly neighbors. See, all of these neighbors were actually running a 5K. They're not trying to murder me as it seems. Hoping for a spear out of here and then we'll go straight home. All right, make it's not bad. Let me drop off this scrap. And with the trees that we have that I do want to chop down once we get back, we should be good for a crock pot and maybe even a few more things. This should also get us to fire level 5. Yep, there we go. We also have so much wood already. All right, put this in the bench. With this, we can get the crock pot and our farm plots seem to be just about to grow. So that's perfect timing. Yeah, okay, that was almost exact timing. So we'll put some stew in there or make some stew in there. And then with this wood, I believe we can make a boost pad, which will help us to go loot faster. All right, there we go. Got the boost pad. Still have 27 scrap though. So maybe we should even get the regular bed and with this wood, the good bed. All right, let's get the regular bed, good bed, and actually the biofuel processor too. So we have a ton of stuff right now. So let me head out to the very edge of the map and I'm going to try to find some fuel so we can get fire level 6 is essentially what we need until we want to start building our torches, which is where we're going to need a lot of scrap too. So we're going to have to go get that on this trip as well. And now that I think about it, I think those are the only 2 things you'd really take trips for. Fuel and scrap, because wood you could find decently easy. Oil barrel's really good though. Got a rifle too. We will need that for the 3rd and 4th kid. Got another oil barrel in here too. Okay, we might be able to get fire level 6 very fast. And then that'll get pretty much the beginning stages out of the way. This is an extremely quick run. We also just found 2 more rifles right next to each other. I found a rifle in the bathroom and we found our original rifle. That's 4 rifles in just a few minutes. Gotta get these coin stacks too. Do not want to forget. Strong axe as well. That'll help us get wood even faster. Okay, this run is going as perfect as it could possibly go. Got the giant sack too. Okay, so we don't need to head back to base just yet. Can loot a little bit more and make sure we have enough fuel. All right, let me quickly take care of this raid. And the furniture trader is also in town. And because we have so many coins, we should be good to buy out everything he has. And now let's use the fuel that we got. See if we can get fire level 6. We probably will. There we go. So we're already doing really good. It's only day 7. Now let's go hit up the furniture trader and get some more scrap on the way because we will need a lot. It's just 60 for the torches. All right, let's see. We got 3 flowers, 3 more flowers, 4 fences, 4 trellises, and a signpost. Okay, we can only get the icy throne as well, but he had a lot of furniture. Seems like a lot more than normal, but I did find the whirlpool as well. Their last time was a weapon, and there it is. Okay, I want to get that poison spear. That's actually going to be pretty helpful. Grab that and then just run. Gonna take a little bit of poison damage, but as long as we have the spear, that's gonna be a big help. And now let's just get our scrap. And I do want to go get the hammer soon. We do have the strong axe, so getting in there should be really easy. So let's head that way, get the hammer. That way we can actually start picking up furniture while we're looting. And let me also quickly get the first kid. All right, got the key and some pelt, but I am currently being kidnapped by a couple more wolves and I'm about to die. All right, got the first kid. Not gonna get the chest. We're already pretty good on what we need. Maybe I could trade with him just before it turns nighttime. Gonna skip out on the anvil for right now. Gonna skip. Oh, dude. That timing. All right. Well, very close. We'll just trade with him next time. We also have a lot of scrap. Almost 60 that we need, but we will need more than that. Owl is also awake, so we gotta be careful. So this giant sack and also the strong axe is gonna help us a lot this run. We could transport more wood at a time, and we can also get the bigger trees, which give you 4 saplings each. So we'll see just how quickly we can get this done. We're gonna need a lot, though. This is gonna be a square base as big as possible that fits in in the ring that we're gonna have. It's gonna take maybe a few hundred wood, maybe 500. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing numbers out there, but it's gonna take a lot. All right, it's daytime. Now let's head over to the anvil, get the hammer, get some scrap. And I'm really hoping that we get a lot of furniture from the furniture trader each time, because otherwise we might finish this base too quickly to fill it out. And there's the hammer. All right, finish out this trip, and then we'll see what we can do. We might be able to actually start building the base already. Sir, welcome to my home. I didn't invite you. That's kind of rude to invite yourself, not gonna lie, but at least he was nice about it. Drop all the stuff we got, and now we have about 100 of each. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the base as big as possible right away. We're gonna move these, but for now we'll just place all 10 torches, and there we go. Now the border goes all the way out to here, so it's insanely far. And in order to build this as perfectly square as I can, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at one of the 4 directions, cardinal directions, like right here, with a flat wall. But we actually can't do that because it curved in a little bit. Interesting. How could, hold on, let me bust out Microsoft Paint. All right, we draw our circle like this. We have one big circle. That is our base. Now if I build a square here, I'm building more of a rectangular shape, and I don't want, actually that does look pretty square, but if I build it too high, I'm gonna build a rectangle. If I build it too low, I'm still gonna build a rectangle. So I need to find the distance in between here and here on this arc using pi times gravity divided by Bitcoin plus Earth rotation. We do rot for short in science. And then last thing you have to do is add friction. And then that gives us the answer of, I have to keep testing it out in game. So let's see. I want to figure out where the corner is. I would assume the corner is right here if I'm looking perfectly 45-degree angle. So we're not going to be 100% sure, not pixel perfect, but I think right here would be good to build our first wall that will go this way and then also this way. So we're going to leave the steak on top of the meat right there just to mark it, and then we're going to cook these. All right, so we got about 90 wood right now, but instead of just building and then getting more wood and then building, I think what might be a little bit faster is to just get as much wood as possible and then build probably the whole thing in one go, or maybe half and then half, just so that we're not overbuilding. All right, so let's go get the second kit today. All right, here they are. Now the poison spear should be good enough for me to keep my distance. Yeah, it's looking good. Put the key in there as fast as possible. We might even be able to go get the third kid because I do know generally where he's at, or at least I think I do. Yeah, okay, perfect. Right next to where the second kid was. All right, third. Wait. Oh, okay, wait, I think they fixed the problem. It used to be that the kids would place their tents out of order if you brought them back to the base out of order, but I guess not anymore, so that's good. All right, our trees just grew, but before we cut them down, I think we're just gonna get more saplings anyway, but Furniture Trader is back in town. And when you realize the fact that this park was shut down and we're pretty much investigating this place, and yet there's somehow a Furniture Trader and there was a bird watcher in here, it seems like the police just do not care about this place anymore at all. All right, what does he have today? We have 50 coins. He still has a decent amount of furniture. We're gonna get the camping chairs, the barrels, daisies, and the bookshelf, but the log benches, I don't really use those. I do sometimes, but they're not that important to the base, so I just skip out on those. All right, we have an absolute ton of saplings right now, and we also already have 250 wood in the crafting bench. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let this keep on growing, keep on getting us more wood. So let me grab this a little bit right here, and then we're actually gonna go to the Stronghold, and the reason for that is because I do want to get more coins, so that way we can always trade with the Furniture Trader when he comes by, and with that, that'll help us fill out the base a lot. So let's see, I don't have the location yet, but because we have a lot of materials, let me just grab the radar real quick, put that right here, and let's get that. Okay, wow, okay, I was apparently right next to it not too long ago, didn't even realize though. So let's do this real quick, and we should have enough coins for maybe even 2 times that he comes by. All right, so we got that done, and we now have about 100 furniture coins. Now I do want to give you guys a quick tip as well, because this was very nice for when it happened to me. Let's say you loot the Stronghold and you are trying to get the chest, but you just can't get it. There's a tree in your way. For me right now, it's not that bad, but let's say there's a tree in your way and you just cannot get the chest. Climb down the rope, come back here, and if you have the strong axe, just cut down the tree. Then we can just go around to the door, and make sure you do this pretty fast because you do not want the Stronghold to close on you. And now you can see there's no more tree, and we can get the mythic chest. I also got some kunai. That's not bad. We could use that for going and getting the 4th kid, which would actually make that be super fast. We also have a ton of wood right here, so let's just see how massive this pile gets. All right, that seems like a lot of wood. Maybe even 100 pieces of wood right here. I'll count using the sack because each time I go is 25. All right, that's 1. This will be 2. Here's 3. Here's 4, and we're not that close to being done yet. This This will be 5. Still not done, and this will be 6. But this should be the last right here. There we go. So 6 plus 17. That'll be 150 plus 17. 167 pieces of wood. That was an insane amount. We now have 425 wood, which means we might just be able to finish this base already, or at least the square part of it. We're obviously going to put stuff inside though. So I don't know if I want to build all that immediately, but we'll build a bunch and see how that goes. Let me also replant all of these. All right, let's just start building. We'll go get the 4th kid eventually, and we'll get the giant bed eventually. Now let me get the old bed too, because we have a ton of wood. And then let's just build a bunch of walls. All right, well, I just used about 300 wood right there. Not too bad, you know? And right here is where we marked our corner to be. Now we do have to be a little bit farther away from it. You can't really use some of this space. It's a little odd, but we're just gonna have to work with it. And then now it's just making this as straight as possible. We don't want this to be any other shape. And actually what I'm doing is, because this is perfectly on a tile line, I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but maybe chunk line. It's very easy for me to make this straight because we just gotta keep following the chunk line. All right, yeah, it's looking straight so far. And right here is the limit. So we've built our first side, and we actually might need even more wood. I don't think I'm gonna have enough log walls for this, but now let's start going to the left. This is gonna be a little bit harder to line up, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Just gotta keep checking it every once in a while, and we do have the hammer in case. All right, I only have 2 walls left. The wall's looking very straight, and man, we are not gonna be able to finish this. We're gonna be able to finish more than half, but not all of it. So we're definitely gonna need more wood, which makes me glad that I planted all these saplings again, because I was thinking that maybe we wouldn't need all this. It turns out we will. And with this is this corner. So we have 50% of it built so far. Looks very nice, but we are gonna need more wood. All right, we're gonna place these last few that we already have. Then we're gonna go hit up the furniture trader because he is back today. And there we go. Looks fairly straight. Base is looking nice. Now let's go get more furniture. All right, what do we have? We have 130 coins. We should be able to buy everything. We got 2 sunflowers, bookshelf, signpost, and 3 hedgerow curves, which will allow us to get the fishbowl and the snowman with 70 coins left over. We're getting a decent pile of furniture so far, which makes me feel a lot better that we'll try to be able to fill out all of this, but I probably will go out and get some more furniture as well. And we're also going to move the kids' tents. Now that you can do that with the hammer, it is way nicer, and it's going to allow for some better base design. So for example, this could be the kids' corner or the boys' corner, and then this side could be the girls' corner, and this side could be the farm, and this side could be the basketball court. We could do a whole bunch of nice things, whereas when the tents were stuck like this, you kind of were forced to put all the kids next to each other, but we're gonna have more room now that you can move them. But for now, let me deforest an entire country. All right, very nice pile. All right, before replanting all of this, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna make a fair estimate right now. We're gonna replant about half the saplings, because right now I have about 200 wood in the crafting bench. I don't think we're gonna need too much more. So we're gonna replant these ones right here, probably a little more than half, but with that, we should be good. Now let me build all the walls we can and get this done. Then it's time for decorating, which is the probably more fun part. It is satisfying building this wall, but decorating, you gotta be creative. All right, and it looks like this lines up perfectly as well. So we did this probably as square as we could get it. Not pixel perfect, obviously, but very nice. Now I might not even need the half bit of saplings I planted. I might have needed a lot less, but either way, as long as we get this done, and we're not even at day 99 yet, and although we didn't get all the multipliers, we're still doing pretty decent. All right, so we're gonna have a little stuck spot right here. Seems like cultists might be able to get through, but we'll have to see. Yeah, we are almost done with this, and we have 2 walls left. Yeah, all right, we're gonna need like 2, probably 3 walls left to make it look nice, but that is what we have so far. A huge square base. Now it's not as big as a circular base, because when you want to fit a square into a circle, you're gonna have a lot of dead space like back here. That is a lot of space not used, but we are doing this square. And actually, the more sides that we add to our base, the more room that we're gonna have. So if we build a pentagon base, we'll have a little bit more room. A decagon base, we'll have a lot of room. That is 10 whole sides. Eventually, I don't know if I'll stop at decagon or maybe a little bit later, but eventually we just reach a pretty much circle. All right, yeah, I do think the cultists are just getting right through that hole. So we're gonna have to patch that, which means we're gonna need a few more walls. But let me actually go get the 4th kid really quick. What in? No, you're kidding me. Okay, at least we're not stuck though. I can just build a hammer in front of where the 4th kid is. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we have her on a compass, and we can place this back. All right, just throw all our kunai down there. Probably won't be enough, but it will help a lot and is very fast. And then instead of using our rifle, we'll actually use a revolver because it shoots a lot faster when you do the trick. Basically, shoot, switch, and then do that over and over again. kind of hard on mobile probably, but on desktop, it is very easy. Or at least it's easy to learn. We also got the mythic chest right here. Not sure what I'm hoping for. Don't really need much. Okay, we got thorn body. We don't need that. You know what? Maybe we can actually bring that back to the base anyway as decoration though. So I'm gonna do that. All right, we're back to the base. We also got more furniture and the 4th kid will be home. Got our first forest gem, and now we're gonna cut down all these trees, put it all in the crafting bench, make what we need, and I'm also open to make an oil drill. That way we won't have to worry about fuel for this run. All right, let's build 3 walls should be enough. Or actually, wait, we do need a door, and then we'll use these last 2 logs to build a square indent. I could probably get away with only 2 walls, but if this is a square base, we're gonna keep it a square base. So let me get 1 last wall. All right, so then let's get the crafting bench 4, and the oil drill, we just need 10 more scrap. All right, our indent is there. Now we just need 10 scrap. So boost pad out of here. Let's get that and come back immediately. This will be 3 with the radio. Got 3 more with this fan. So that's 6, 7 with the bolt. So I'm gonna wait a little bit just to go get the scrap for no particular reason. I just don't think scrap's really in season today, especially if you want to buy it on sale. You're gonna have to wait until Blue Wednesday because I heard that's when you get the best scrap deals, you know, and that's the only reason. So just give me about a minute or so and we'll go do that. All right, now it is officially Blue Wednesday. Let's go get actually furniture traders back too. Let me get this scrap really fast. We just need 1 more broken fan or something like that and we'll be good. All right, there we go. Broken microwave, that's more than enough. Now let's go get our furniture. Green signpost, 2 camping chairs, nightstand, purple pillows, great for the girls side that we're gonna make, and a sunflower. All right, let's get this oil drill. And I just realized we're gonna need even more scrap for the giant bed, but for now the oil drill is good enough. Gonna place that right here for now, just barely not touching the campfire while also facing the campfire when you place it, so that way this little doorway will open and shoot it right under the campfire for you. So actually I might want to keep this in the base here. This is pretty interesting. This is the legendary built in 1902 tree rock. Don't ask how it was built or how it was made. I just know it was 1902. It's just very small print that only I can see because I wear colored contacts. If they weren't colored, I wouldn't be able to see it. All right, our cultists, I don't know why I said our cultists. They are not ours, but they're coming in through the door, which is good. I do want them to come in through one place. Yeah, okay, they're all coming in now. That's actually really good. Maybe this is a optimal base size. Maybe not 100% optimal, but this makes the raids really easy. They're all in one place. And there we go. Done very, very fast. So now let's start making this base look really nice. So let's clean up all these saplings. We're still going to keep them, but we're going to put them outside the base. You know what? I don't like this bush being in the way of the door here. So we're going to move the door to be right here. And I feel like that would look a little bit nicer. Yeah. Wait, hold up. There's a thing right in the way here. Okay, so we're going to do it on the other side right there. Or in the center, we could do it right here. I feel like the center will be nice. I'm just trying to make it look as nice as possible, and this should be good. So let me fill in this last wall right here, and now let's actually get to building. So first things first, let's grab the 2 boys tents, the dino kid and the squid kid, and we'll put them in this corner right back here. So we'll put the dino kid's tent right here and the squid kid's tent at about the same location right here, and then we'll have a whole bunch of stuff for them to do right here. Basketball court will go into the back right here. I don't really want to dig for the hoop right now, so we're gonna move the girls' tents. Then we're gonna do something similar with their tents, just like this, dino kid and koala kid, and then we'll put more stuff back here. And then the farm will be in the back corner, where maybe we could use this as some kind of wall. Maybe we could use that as a corner for the farm. We'll have to see. But now is the time for a very interesting part. You know, it's very, very fun, where we have to sort all of our furniture. So let me start doing that. We have everything pretty decently sorted, not perfectly, but we have them in sections. We have chairs and then a table. We have nightstands and we have a nightstand and 2 bookshelves, 2 hoops, 1 rug, camping chairs, flowers, farm stuff, signposts, misc furniture like the fishbowl and Kevin, and then purple pillows. So let's actually start with the basketball court, because I'm interested to see what we could do for that. I think these green chairs would actually work pretty nicely because they do look kind of like bleachers if I put them really close together. So let's grab the hoops and let's place them down. Actually, we know what, we're going to place the chairs first because they're in the way of my inventory. Now I want to place them really close together, just like this, to try to make it look like one big bleacher. All right, this looks pretty decent. We have 1 big bleacher right here to watch the game. And then if you're wondering what this seat is about, this is actually our courtside seat. Costs $20,000, and Kevin will personally dunk on you. And what I mean by that is just gonna dunk, and then he's literally gonna fall on you, crushing your spine. That's why it costs extra. So tickets are selling fast because we quite literally only have 1 of them. So please feel feel free to send $20,000 to the Ugandan government. Why? I have no idea, but you know what? Actually, you know what? I don't want to get that. That is a joke for legal reasons. Please do not send $20,000 to the Ugandan government. All right, now let's place our hoops right here. Gonna have it be closer to the wall. There we go. And then our second hoop will be right here. So that way you have a good view of the game. They have a decent amount of room to play. The 3-point line is probably like right here underneath the other team's hoop, but that works just fine. Furniture Trader is also back, so let me go hit him up and we'll get a little bit more stuff. Okay, that's good. Mythic Fountain, 4 fairy light doubles, 2 tables. We do want tables, trellises, and log benches, which we'll just get because we have a lot of coins. So that was actually a really good visit. The fountain is very rare. So now let's figure out what we can do. The fountain, actually, I do have a good idea. I want to put that for the girls' base, and we could put chairs and pillows around it as a very nice hangout area back there. Now, Kevin, he's going with the boys. I don't think there will ever be a video in my entire life where Kevin is not going with the boys. Kevin is going right here in the corner with the boys. Gonna be right in front of his beautiful throne, and that looks nice. I kind of wish you could build furniture on top of each other, but I have no idea what that would lead to. So maybe it's a good thing that I can't put Kevin directly on his throne, but still looks nice. Now we have a bunch of camping chairs, which just so happen to be purple and red, which do fit nicely for girl colors. So we'll put these all around the fountain. All right, one last one right here. There we go. That actually doesn't look bad at all. That looks pretty cozy. Now I'm wondering, we do have the fish bowl. It would make sense for him to be near some water. So just in case his water starts going down, we'll also put Nemo back here. Not in the corner though, that's kind of sad. So we'll put Nemo off to the side right here next to the Koala Kids tent. And that way they'll always have water for him. He's also a little bit big for that tank, but as long as he's fine and not moving, which is a little bit weird, but hey, you know, he's alive. I see bubbles coming out. Wait, bubbles coming out. Why are there bubbles coming out of him? I don't think fish breathe that way. I don't know who designed this. Maybe I'm wrong, but this seems a little wrong. All right, now let's take our beds and give them to each of the kids. Koala Kid has to get the good bed because there is no purple bed. Kraken Kid gets the giant bed. Dino Kid gets the old bed, and Squid Kid gets the regular bed. Now maybe actually, if I want to use the space better, maybe we should put the beds on the inside and then they could have a shared space in the middle. Okay, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna put the bed right here, and then we'll do the same thing for the girls, but for now let's build out what the boys have. I'm gonna give them a bit more stuff just because the girls do have the bigger bed. So we're gonna give each of them a bookshelf behind the bed. All right, this looks a little weird. Let me move both of these. That looks better. Now for the nightstand, we'll give to the Koala Kid just because their color doesn't match. There we go. We do have a green rug. I think we're gonna have that be right in the center of the boys' base, so just in front of Kevin, just so he doesn't have to walk on the grass like poor people do. Kevin over here actually has a net worth of $30 trillion because in one of the last videos, I actually paid him $20,000 a second. It turns out you get into as much debt as the United States by paying that much money. Now, I'm not sure what else we could add to the boys' base other than these log benches, which we could put right around this rug. Yeah, actually, you know what? This would be like their living room. Yeah, I do like that idea. This is like their living room, and whoever sits right here gets to stick their feet into the bunny place. I have no idea. That's probably gonna hurt. They're probably gonna bite your toes, but just don't sit here. Move the basketball over to the court as well. This actually doesn't look bad. It looks pretty nice. Now, what I actually do want to do is pick up some of our torches and then add them to the boys' side, which will give it a little bit more detail, making it look nice. We'll put one behind Kevin because Kevin is actually the world's only snowman that doesn't melt. We'll put a torch right here in between the tent and the bookshelf. Same thing right here. Actually, you know what? Let's do it in the front just so it's more visible. And with that, I think that looks nice enough. Now I'm gonna add 2 torches for the basketball court, one right here and then one next to the other hoop. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna move the beds onto the inner part right here because we actually do have quite a bit of this space used up already. But let's grab some of the torches and we'll do something similar as we did with the boys' side. And then these last 2 torches, we'll use them for the farm. So let's put a torch right here in front, another one right here in front. Actually, we'll put on this side. Then we'll put the last one right here. So it seems like we have the 3 corners of the base almost done. Not 100% sure if we're done because we do have a lot of flowers as well. But with that, let's start working on the farm. Actually, wait, we do have lights as well. We will want to use those eventually. For now, let's pick up the farms we have. And now let's figure out what we can do with this broken wall right here. Maybe we can put a farm plot right here. And we could place a bunch of farm plots in these plus signs and then continue the wall with some trellises just like this. And then fade into some fences, hedgerows, and all that. Actually, no, we should do mossy trellises touching the wall. So that way it actually matches the wall a little bit better. And then we're going to have a section right here for the crock pot. So we'll put the barrels on the side sides. We should be able to fit a crock pot in between these. Then we'll extend with a trellis and curve with a hedgerow. All right, and with that, we have our farm. Now we have 2 hedgerow curves. I don't think we're going to use them. Maybe we'll use them in another way, but not for the farm. So now we're going to need more wood for the farm plot. So let's actually plant some of these trees back here. I'm just going to plant all of them, and then we can chop them down as we need them. All right, what are you doing on the oil drill? You are literally maybe 3 feet away from death. Please be careful. I genuinely don't... How in the world did the AI even get up there? That's pretty rare. The AI has to walk perfectly up one of the legs. But while we wait for our wood to grow, let's place the rest of our furniture. So we have some tables, but not really any more chairs. So for now, we're going to leave the tables. We're going to do what we can with our flowers. The sunflowers, we'll go ahead and put these in the farm because that would look pretty nice. Just like this. But why are you walking in the flower, man? It does not smell that good that you have to shove your face against the entire thing. And why are you still on the oil drill? There's no way you're stuck up there still. The kids are worried about you. They're watching. He's sniffing flowers. He doesn't care about you, but you need to come down. All right, let's see. We got our signposts. We'll put the red one for the Dino Kid. Green signpost, we'll put that for the farm. Blue will go to the Kraken Kid. And purple to the Koala Kid. Gonna place some daisies for some nice contrast with the white and blue. Then some magnolia for the Koala Kid's base. Couple flowers for the hangout area. One back here and one right here. And then why not? We'll put 2 more flowers for the farm. Looks very, very nice. Now these tables, we don't have any chairs. So maybe we could use this table as a display table. So we have all 3 of them right there. And then we have our thorn armor, which I want to be able to make stand up again. Not upside down though. There we go. Okay. And then the thorn armor we could put right here. That looks pretty cool. So now I want to find 2 other things we could show. An oil barrel is pretty rare. Not extremely rare like thorn armor, but we could have that be for this table. And then we need something as the centerpiece. Maybe the thorn body should be the centerpiece. And then we'll find something else for the right side. Maybe an engine. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go find an engine and then we'll have that be for the right table. Now for our hedgerow curved, maybe we could put on the sides of the girls' beds just as a little bit extra decoration. Why not? We'll put 2 fairy lights on each of their, or 1 fairy light per 10. And we did forget the purple pillows too. Okay, so let's do that. Put the fairy lights and then the pillows. I actually am not sure we could put that. Maybe back here and then back here in these empty spaces. Now we'll put a fairy light right here for the farm. And then we'll put one behind the bleachers for some lighting. But just as I thought we were about to be done placing furniture, my bro, the furniture trader, is back. And you are get off of the oil drill. All right, let's see what he's got. Hedgerow curved. I don't want those. Blue camping chairs and green camping chairs. We could actually use these. And we got the other mythic, the deer trophy. Not bad at all. That is very nice. Let's place the archway right in the door right here. The deer trophy. I know exactly where this is going. My boy Kevin actually killed the deer. I'm not lying. He straight up killed the deer, got into Minecraft creative mode, or actually no, he was playing on PlayStation and he got the deer trophy. And now because I'm playing on desktop, the deer is still alive. Yeah, that makes much more sense. Kevin, thank you for clearing that up, even though you didn't say a word. Now for these camping chairs, not sure exactly what we can do with them. I guess we could put them around this area just so that the boys have a few more seats. And green and blue does fit. All right, looks a little bit nicer. They have some more seats. Now let's go get our engine. Well, looks like we're not getting our engine tonight. Deer is hungry. Let's get our farm plots. All right, we got 80 wood. Probably won't need all these farm plots, but we'll see how many we can place. Looks like we're not even going to be able to place more than 4 because I do want the crafting or the crock pot to be right here. So let's go grab that. Put that right here. And then we have a little bit of extra space for if you want to stand and take a break. Yes, if you work here and you are done with a 14-hour shift, we don't allow you to sit. That sitting is for people who don't like to work. So we will allow you to stand for 30 seconds on break, then immediately get back in your 14-hour shift. Try to sleep 8 hours in those 30 seconds if you can. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with it. Now, I do want to do something a little bit different. I want to pick up this deer trophy and I want to pick up Kevin because I want to put them out front. I feel like it would look really nice as a nice entryway with the deer trophy being a pretty cool item right here. And then Kevin himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Kevon, just like this. Makes the base look just a little bit better. I'm also going to move the fairy light archway because although it is a little cool, it does mess up the lighting and I want the logs to be all one color. So instead, what we can do is place this here on the farm, pick up the fairy lights we had here originally, pick up this one as well, and then place 2 of them behind the bleachers to look a little bit nicer. Now, take our defense blueprints and just shove all of them by the front door. And we should be good to kill pretty much every cultist doing this. And we're about to get raided tonight, so let me place all these as fast as I can. Gonna do it in an alternating pattern, and then we'll place our stakes right here since we don't have any more barbed wire. And hopefully that should kill all of them. So let's see what happens. We have the deer staring at us, and now they're coming in, coming right towards me, and they're dying. Perfect. 2 more on their way in, same exact thing. Here's another. Now we're just waiting on the 2 crossbow guys. There's the first one, and I do see the second one back there. And done. Raid done. Didn't even have to do a single thing. That's very nice. Now let me go get the engine that we need, and this should be the base completely done. There we go. We got our engine, but we also did get 2 oil barrels. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a stack of oil barrels instead of just the one. All right, looks nice. We got our engine too. We'll place that. I do want it at a different angle. I want it to be 45 degrees like this. And this is a nice little area where we have some cool stuff. 3 oil barrels, thorn body, Okar engine. All right, let's do the base tour. Right outside, we have Kevin, who actually killed the deer and got this PS4/PS7 trophy. Kevin is just that rich, he bought the PS7 50 years in advance. Then we have our defensive traps, which actually work very, very nicely, as you can see. Turning to your left, we actually have the girls' hangout area / their rooms. We have the Kraken kids area right here, Koala kids area right here. Then fountain right in the middle, Finding Nemo. He's actually very expensive, very popular actor, by the way. Flowers, purple pillows, just a very nice girl side right here. Then on our way to the boys side, you can see that we have some valuables right here. 3 oil barrels, thorn body, and an old car engine. Here we have stuff that I dropped, gotta pick that up. Then we have the boys hangout area. We have the dino kids bed, the squid kids bed, and they don't have as nice of beds as the girls do, but hopefully soon they'll add more furniture to the game. Then we have a nice little living room right here where they can hang out, and they could even do stuff in the center here, play board games, whatever they feel like. But back here, we have our NBA certified court with 2 hoops, bleachers if you want to watch the game that do have lighting, and if you want to get absolutely destroyed with all of your bones and spine being cracked whenever somebody falls on you, this seat is actually very expensive. So make sure you buy your tickets by sending the money to the Ugandan government, which again is a joke. And over here in this last corner, we have our farm with all the food that we can need, flowers all around to make it look nice, very light archway to go in and out, and lastly, the Kraken kid just refuses to get down from that oil drill. Why? I have no idea. But that is the big... Actually, I forgot to do this. Hold on. I forgot to move these torches. There we go. We now have torches in the farm. Actually, wait. Hold on. I want to have torches out here. That actually look really nice. All right. That does look a little bit nicer. It's kind of hard to see with it being nighttime, but there we go. It's daytime, and we can see the base very nicely. And with that, that is the biggest square base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Today, I'm going to be building one of the most interesting bases I've ever built. This is a honeycomb base where I'm going to be trying to use it to break the AI in the game, basically so that the cultists won't be able to get inside and won't even be able to find their way inside. So I'm going to be playing the lumberjack class and making a bunch of log walls to make a very interesting honeycomb base. All right, we already got level 3 fire as well. Now I just need a map, and I'm also planting all my saplings next to the base because we're probably going to need a lot of wood for this. I'm also not going to be getting the kids right off the bat. For now, I just want to focus on making the best base possible with all these honeycombs. So they're going to start around the campfire, and then these honeycombs are going to go farther and farther out. And we're going to see, I'm not going to make it too big, but I'm going to see just how nice it'll look. And maybe I will make it pretty big, but I'm not sure just how much that's going to cost. For now, though, let me loot up. Gonna get a good sack out of here because I said so. And actually, old flashlight is not bad. I will take that. No way. No way it's that close. We had a church spawn right here. Not even 100 feet from the base. How rare is that? That's gotta be insanely rare. I actually have no... Dude, I've never seen this. That's very interesting. Okay, let me try to find some stuff, though. We do want to get some fuel early on. We want to build this base as fast as possible. Okay, there's a mythic chest and a fuel canister. 2 very, very nice things. I will happily take the chainsaw. That would be the best thing in the world for me right now. Hey, the chainsaw! All right, let's go. All right, we got the chainsaw. We are ready to do this. Day 1 chainsaw. Still got the old sack, but I will get some bunny feet for the trader. And then after that, man, we could just get to work. Not wasting any time here. All right, got the bunny foot just as he came by. Get the good sack. And now we are good to just get a ton of wood right here. Yep, decent amount already. And I think because we have the lumberjack, the more trees we chop down in this bunch, bunch and keep replanting, it'll just keep growing. So we've already got 50 wood. That is kind of insane. But now we just need to go get more scrap and maybe even the giant sack. That would probably be pretty useful. So let's go get some fuel and I guess get the giant sack. I'm not going to focus on it too hard because right now we already have the chainsaw. That is insane. Feels like fuel canisters are a little easier to come by. I just found one a few seconds ago. I don't know if you've noticed that. Let me know in the comments. Have you noticed that the fuel canister is a little bit more common, especially at fire level 3? Because you only really need 2 fuel canisters and then you get fire level 4 pretty easy. So maybe they did that to make the game go by a little bit quicker. Or not even quicker, but so you could progress faster. All right, we got 34 scrap. Let me get the next crafting bench as well as a crock pot. And maybe a boost pad will probably help us to get some trees faster. So place this down here. Let me get a little bit more wood for a couple farm plots. And then we're pretty much good on everything we need except for the walls. Let me just double check though. Won't need any beds. Okay, no, we do need sundial and compass. But other than that, probably torches as well, just to make the base a little bigger so we can fit more. But for now, I think we're doing pretty good. All right, there we go. We're good on food. Now let me just get some food for right now because I'm about to die. All right, now let me head out to the very far edge of the map. And we want the level 6 fire just for some room to get or to place the honeycombs. And I'm really curious if this is going to work or not because the cultists, the way they get in your base is they find little entrances. So for example, if you build a square base with a door, they'll go straight to that door. They, for some reason, know how to get there. But if I build honeycombs with a bunch of doors that get them further in the base, but not necessarily all the way in, maybe it'll confuse them because I have no idea how the AI actually works. I did ask an AI earlier, ChatGPT, about this, and apparently it could possibly work. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but we'll see. All right, fire level 5. Let me chop down all this wood we got here. And while we get fire level 6, we're also going to be looking for a giant sack because that will help us to transport the wood into the craft dimension a lot faster. All right, we got 90 wood now. Bunch of saplings still over here. Let me put all these back into a similar place. Actually, you know what? We're going to put them over behind the crafting bench because there is a way that I can get these trees over to the crafting bench faster. And it's by using a log as a broom almost and sweeping it into the crafting bench, which should work, especially when we're getting a ton of logs all at once. But now let's actually start building a few walls. Let's just get as many as we can right here. And I'm not exactly sure how to build a hexagon, but I'm going to try my best. I know you do a flat and then you do 2 walls kind of like this. And then you do 2 more walls at an angle and then a final wall right here. So that makes the first hexagon shape. Now it doesn't look too much like a hexagon. It looks almost circular. So maybe I'm going to play around with it to see how we can get the best hexagon. But after this hexagon, everything else is easy because they all branch off of here. So a wall would go straight and then over. And then basically we'd have a big, pretty much hive of walls all around the base. But let me replace these because I don't think this is how I want to do it. But for that, we're going to need the anvil, which is down there. So let's go loot down there and also get the hammer. There we go. We got a rifle too. That is what we need. Anvil is complete. Now let me grab this bolt down here and we can build our hammer. Just need some wood. All right, now let's go see what we can do with the base. All right, let's see. What should we do? I want to have it be around the campfire. That's where I want the starting hexagon to be. But I do want it to also be easier to tell it's a hexagon. Maybe it will be when there's a bunch of them because you can kind of tell like this. But let's see what we can do. I'm going to move this one just a little farther forward so it'll fit more center around the campfire. Then I'm going to have this come in at this angle and this at this angle. I feel like this looks a little bit more hexagonal, or maybe it's just biased because this is my second try. And then finish it off with one of these. Yeah, probably looks about the same. Pretty similar, but it is a little wonky now. I do need to make sure that I'm doing this right each time. So let me redo this a bit. All right, so I think we want to have it angled in a little bit better like this. Then we come in at another angle like this, then straight, and then the final one connecting these. Not perfect, but it's a honeycomb. Now what we want to do is we want to have straight walls coming out at each vertice. Might be the right word. I think this vertice is the right word right here. And then we can continue building the hexagons a lot easier using that method. So for right now, we have a very miniature lollipop. But now let me go get the fuel for the level 6 fire and hopefully the giant sack as well. All right, got a gold chest in this leaf right here, which means I'm gonna get a leaf sack. Okay, defensive leaves, that's fine. Got a strong flashlight. I actually do want that. Now let's head back home, drop off our stuff. Wait, I actually just realized I do want that poison spear over there. That'll help quite a lot. Drop this fuel in here. Now I want to test out the moving every tree with 1 log, but I'm gonna get some more saplings before we do that. All right, got a poison spear. All right, that owl knows teleport jutsu. That's nice. There it is. All right, we got the giant sack. Now we just need that level 6 fire, and we'll be good. Or at least I think we should have everything. I'm genuinely really hoping. I am genuinely begging for this honeycomb to work. If it doesn't work, still cool looking base, but I want to break the game using it. I want to even see if this is a viable strategy. If you want to build a base to go to like 30,000 days or something, beat the record by 2 times over, you know, spend a whole month straight playing this game. I don't think anybody's going to do that, but still, I don't even know how these people beat the world records, because 18,000 days, I think, is the record right now. 18,000 and something. What are you doing to hit that? You need like 17,000 milligrams of caffeine to do that. Are they, maybe you play with your brother or something and trade off, or play with your friend and do that, but I don't even know how that works. You basically take shifts of sleeping at night so you could beat a number in a game. I might do a record-breaking video one day, but then again, I wouldn't be able to upload for like 2 weeks if I did that, so probably not. Maybe I can make a video where I play with a record breaker and ask them what they were doing in order to be that crazy, but who knows. All right, we're almost at the level 6 fire. Let me just use this wood that I have around the base. I don't have to go back out to the very far edge of the map. This should be enough. All right, we're good. Put everything else in here. Now it's about to turn daytime, so let me actually get the sundial, because we still don't have that. Place it right here. Actually, wait, I got the compass. I don't know why I got the compass. Probably not going to use it, but now we have a ton of wood, so now I want to try this out. Will my wood sweeping technique work? Because if it does, this will help us get this done faster. And even if you do something like this, help you get it done faster. All right, that's all our wood. Some of it's even going in the pond. Now, if I take one of these low logs and I just sweep it, is that, hold on, does that not work? Wait, how do I get it to do that? Wait, I think it doesn't work anymore. I think maybe you can only sweep a little bit. Well, that sucks. Yeah, it's too heavy, I guess. Used to be that you could do stuff like this. Maybe it's just too many though, so we're gonna have to use our sack. All right, we have about 160 wood. Now let's build all of our log walls, and I think I might be able to finish 2 more hexagons. So let's see, I want to place them all on the vertices. I'm still not sure if it's actually called a vertice, but that's what we're doing. Just gotta keep doing this, and I don't want them to become too wonky, so I have to be very precise early on, or else each mistake I think will just make it worse and worse. I'm also not sure what I should do about, or actually no, I guess we're good. The vertice right here can go around the log bench just like this. All right, and with this, I don't know if you could see it, but there's like half of a hexagon with each of these walls making the first half. So we'll see just what this can do. And you know what? Actually, let me get inside my base. I'm gonna get inside my base. I'm gonna see if this works. So far, we have a pointy hexagon. Don't cut your toes, and also don't cut me open because I prefer life. I also need food though. Okay, I got some corn. Now let's see. Am I safe inside my base? It seems like it. Okay, they are doing some pole vaulting techniques with each other's heads. That's not nice. So for right now, if I was in my base already, I do think I might have been safe, but because I wasn't, they were able to jump on top of each other. Wait, did you see that? Hold up, bro, my heart just dropped. He walked around the wall almost as if it was on purpose. That makes me believe that this base might actually work, because he walked around the wall, meaning maybe they'll walk around the walls when we have all the hexagons built. I'm not sure, but we'll see. So now let me build these walls at an angle, just like this, and it does seem to be not narrow enough. So let's pick up these two. So let's see, if I, dude, okay, these are some wonky hexagons. Hold up. This does not look like a hexagon at all. I think I see the problem though. I need to make sure that it's all going perfect. So if I do something like this, I need to mirror that on this side right here. And I feel like that's a little bit better. So if I place this here, now what I want to do is I want to place the walls to match up to that. And we'll see if that works. One right here. One right here. Is that wonky? Okay, that's a tiny bit wonky, and I did just trap myself. Let me just get out real quick. But it's not that wonky. That's usable. Not bad at all. So now we're going to continue with this one over here. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a range estimate of placing a wall. Why in the world? Dude, I thought that was an alive cultist, but it's just the dead one standing up. Now, if I line these up, it actually should be easier to place at the right angle because I'm not doing it by eye, but I actually have a guide already there for me. There we go. We have 3 hexagons total. Now let's keep adding to this and see what we can do. Oh, wait, I did forget to replant my sapling, so that'll probably slow us down a little bit. And I actually do have an idea. This base is coming along a little bit easier than I thought. So if we actually do get all 4 kids, I can give each of them their own hexagon. I think that'd be pretty cool. So while we wait for our trees to grow, let's actually go do that. But let me get some food first because I do not want to die doing that. All right, we got the first kid back at the base. We'll have him place his tent down. I don't know where he's going. Oh, he's trying to get in the base, but he's not going to be able to. There's no door. This is a really good sign though. Okay, let me place him more in the base so that he'll be able to place his tent down probably somewhere around here, I'm assuming. There we go. Okay, he placed his tent down. But because he walked around the base like that, I'm thinking maybe the AI trick or tricking the AI will work here. So let me pick up his tent, pick up this wall, and we'll have his tent be right in here. You are not allowed to leave here until I leave the game. And when you do, you will be deleted because you are a line of code. I feel like I'm a pretty good parent to him, not gonna lie. He honestly has no idea how badly the other kids are treated. I once saw another YouTuber say get in the sack to the kids. I think that's actually quite rude. All right, let me get the second kit on my compass. So that actually is a good thing we have the compass. But first, let me cut down this absolute, I don't know what to call it, mountain of wood. Mount Wooderist. Okay, we now have another 150 wood. Let me replant these saplings so I don't forget. And also, so maybe they'll grow by the next, not the next day, but the day after that. And now, let's see if we can finish the second layer of hexagon. Because using this new strategy of just placing the wall opposite should make this go by pretty fast. Okay, this seems to be an issue. I probably placed this a little too far. All right, so that's that hexagon finished. Now I think we have only 3 more to go. All right, we got that's a little bit wonky. I do not feel good about that. Hold up, let me do this a little bit differently. I need to place this wall a little bit farther back. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this should be nice. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Now we have to do this weird placement with the crafting table one. Let me pick up our compass, sundial, and map. We'll see if we can get maybe 1 hexagon will be the crafting bench here. That'll actually line up pretty nicely. So let me pick up the hammer, or pick up with the hammer. Then we'll try to make this fit as well as we can. All right, that's a hexagon for the crafting bench. Then this one will be for the farm. Okay, let's pick up all this. I'll eat these carrots real quick. Actually, I'll just shove them into the crock pot and then eat these ones. Then let me pick up the crock pot itself and the boost pad. Place our wall right here and another one right here. This is looking very nice. I think I just got myself stuck, but we can place our farm plots right in here as well as the crock pot like that. And I think that is the second layer completely done, and we still have some left over. This actually looks oddly satisfying. I'm not even lying. This is pretty satisfying, especially if we have all the 4 kids in each of these tents. That'll be pretty cool. So let me actually go get the next 2 kids. Now let me actually think about this. Before I do, we have 4 hexes free. So the next hexagon I built, I'll use it for my sundial. Compass, we'll just place that now because we'll need that. Actually, we'll place all of these things now because I need it. And that way we'll have crafting bench, farm, 4 kids tents on the inner ring, and then whatever we need on the outer ring. And then we can make the most complex system of doorways going in and out to see if we can confuse the AI to never come in the base, to split apart, all those different things. But now that I look at what I have, I do want an oil drill. So with some of this wood that we're gonna get, we're gonna build an oil drill so that we don't run out of food. So maybe actually instead of this being the farm plot, we should have this be the oil drill and it'll shoot the oil right into the fire. And I think that'll be a little bit better. All right, wait, hold up. I want to see what's happening with this now. He's just walking into the wall. He's standing there walking in place. He looks confused. There's no way he's lagging already. There's no chance of that. I think I confused them. They're not even... Bro, it's not computing in their heads. Error 404, pathway not found. That's perfect. Dude, he's literally just walking back and forth. That might be the greatest sign for this base. And he's still standing up. I have no idea why the red guys do that. All right, we should have enough for the next crafting bench and the oil drill. So let's pick up what we have right here. Place the oil drill facing the campfire. And now that should go straight into the campfire whenever it's ready. And that'll be good for us for fuel. So that will pretty much never need to get any. But now let me finish picking up all this wood. All right, so now we got 93 more wood. It's not too much, but it should be enough to make the farm plot hexagon because I do want that as soon as possible. We're a little low on food right now. So now what we have to do is a little different placing so that the straight walls are the side walls right here. And then we come in with 2 more walls like this. There we go. Wait, is that a pen? Did I just make a pentagon? I think I just made a pentagon. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no, that's a very wonky hexagon. Needs to be a little different. Oh, I see where I messed up. Yeah, okay. There we go. Now this is a lot more room. Connect these and connect right there. That's a lot better. So we'll have this be the farm plot hexagon. So let me place these 2 in here. And then our crock pot right here. Log wall. There we go. Now I'm almost out of my campfire and the oil drill is not done yet. So I think what I'm going to do is just tonight try to go get the kids, and whenever the hungry deer comes by, I'll try to find a building to hide in. All right, got the key. Now this should probably be where I hide at because the deer is going to be hungry with the campfire out, and maybe a wolf or two, maybe three will spawn on me throughout the night, but that should be pretty easy to deal with. I think you can also get up here. Yeah, okay, well, I guess, okay, I stood up, but we're chilling up here. I should be not damageable by any of the wolves, maybe, but we'll see. All right, we got a blizzard, so I think I'm going to be staying in here just one more day. And actually, nothing spawned on me, so I think this bookshelf or bookcase kept me safe. All right, it's the next day. Not exactly sure where the campfire is, but I'm pretty sure it's this way. Okay, we're good. Actually, wait. The oil barrel should have landed on the fire. I don't think it did, though. Maybe it did. I don't know why it didn't activate, but there we... Whoa. That is almost nothing. That is not a good sign. But now we have the second kid, so she should place her bed or her tent right in here. I don't know why she's going over there, though. Hold up. Maybe she needs to be further out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we'll take the hammer. We'll push her inside just so that she's always in her tent, not allowed out until she turns a 44. There we go. His base is looking very nice so far. So now let's go. Actually, let's get this wood and then we'll go get the third kid. All right, this looks nice. The wood is almost overflowing now into the crafting bench already. All right, we've got most of the logs that we can reach. So now let me grab the rest. All right, trees are chopped down. Wood is in the crafting bench. Now let me go get the third kid. Actually, wait. I don't see where my boost pad's at. The oil barrel also isn't going into the campfire. It's just hitting it. So I guess it's not too bad, but not the best. I'm still confused though. Where is my boost pad? Not in my inventory. I'm pretty sure I had one. Let me place the tent down for the Kraken kid. There we go. Really curious where my boost pad went. I crafted the boost pad. I know that. Yeah, I can't buy another boost pad. So if I lost this one, I don't get another boost pad. I'm curious where in the world I could have put it. Maybe I died with it somewhere? I don't think so. I have no idea. I might just be without a boost pad now. Well, that is not fun, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal because in all honesty, wood isn't that far away and I only have to go get two kids. All right, we got the third key. We also have an oil barrel back there. We're going to pick that up just to catch up a little bit on our fire. All right, so for the third kid, maybe if I put him in here, he'll... Okay, place this tent instantly. That's good. We'll just move it inside just like this. He also thinks he can escape. That is a funny joke. And replace the wall. You are never getting out, my good sir. Now we just need the fourth kid. So let's go get her and we're good to keep on expanding the base. Now I'm wondering, our trees did grow, but I do want to go get the fourth kid. So we're just going to go do that. Actually, you know what? No, it's probably smarter. Let's get the trees and then we'll get the fourth kid. That way we'll have a lot more wood stored up for when we want to build the rest of the walls. All right, this is an absolutely ridiculous amount of wood. It's pouring in the crafting bench again, which is nice, but that is a lot. All right, there we go. We're done with all that. 433 wood now. That is insane. But now let's go get the fourth kid. All right, there we go. We got the key and also 3 bear pelts, but we won't be needing those. Got our mythic chest or the ruby chest. I need to call it the ruby chest. I'm used to calling it a mythic chest, and we actually got nothing out of the chest. That's really weird. I genuinely don't know why the game does that. Pretty frustrating that glitch is in the game, but I hope they'll fix it in a future update. Also got a morning star, but I do not want it because it is not as good as the spear. I don't think it reaches as far as the spear, which is the whole point of why melee weapons are good, because they don't take ammo and you don't get hit. So I just keep the spear, especially the poison spear. It's a pretty nice weapon. I think the katana might be a little bit better, but not playing the ninja class right now. All right, fourth kid should be able to place her tent somewhere around here. Maybe I'll pick up this wall so that she can get through. All right, there we go. Now let me grab this tent. All right, we are all good. I'm not sure where all the kids are. Kraken Kid and Dino Kid are in their tents. Squid Kid, I'm not sure though. Okay, he's also in his tent. That's perfect. We have all the kids in their tents except for the Koala Kid. But this does look very nice. We have the inner ring completely filled in. Farm plot right here, or farm plots. And now we have even more wood to put into the crafting bench, and we can just build an insane amount of hexagons. All right, now we have 648 wood. Let me drop a bunch of stuff that I have in my inventory. We'll drop the med kit here. Defensive blueprint here, all my food right here, keep the log walls, and I think with this, now I'm just gonna fill my entire inventory with log walls and see what we can do. I have no idea how many I'm making, but we're gonna place, or at least try to place all of them. It's an insane amount. So let's start over from this side. All right, this is not perfect, but decent enough. We have so many to build, and I'm just gonna make them look decently nice. All right, got this one done, and this one as well. Got this one done, and And this one, it's insane how many we're adding to the base right now. Another one done right here. We're almost done with, I think, the third layer. This looks insane. Looks very nice. And now I'm thinking we're gonna have to move where we're placing our trees, or we could have a dedicated hexagon for placing trees. Maybe that even help because it would keep all of them in one little area. Yeah, I think we should do something like that. Now let me move my sundial, map, and compass to a hexagon of their own. Gotta drop a few walls to even reach them, but we'll place them right in here, and we're good. All right, we now officially have our tree hexagon, so that's nice. I'm gonna move all our bandages and med kits in here, so we'll have a healing hexagon. Oh wait, there's my boost pad. Okay, I found it. It was with these blueprints right here, plus 3 more log walls, so I guess we're gonna be using these. And now with this, I think we have 3 layers done. So let me open up this wall, quickly place it back because I don't want to have any gaps. Not yet. And if I count out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, it really seems like, yeah, I think we did it. That's 3 total layers of hexagons. Now I do have more walls and about 200 more wood. So I think to make this the best hexagon catacomb, I don't know why I say catacomb, honeycomb base possible, we're gonna do 4 layers and then make this super mysterious pathway to get inside with trick pathways to see if we can trick the cultists. So let's start right over here. Oh wait, hold up, we need to get some torches. I think I'll make 5 torches, should be good, but I am out of room to start placing stuff. We're almost out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll give them their own hexagon because why not? We have a ton of them. Now we'll place them in here. There we go. Base should now be big enough. Yeah, okay, so looks like good size. Finish this hexagon here. Now this one might not fit. Okay, I think it will. There we go. We got them going all the way out to the missing kid locations now. This is just insane how big this is getting. 1, 2, 3, 4 hexagons. I want to build one more right there. Trying to keep track of what I'm doing, but there are just so many right now. All right, so we just need some more walls, and I'll know that this is the last hexagon that we built. We're maybe 30% done with that 4th layer, but we do have more wood right here, and also more trees. So let me chop down all of these. They might be insanely easy to gather because they're all gonna be stuck in this hexagon. That, or it'll start piling up like crazy. I already can't see much. Okay, I can't see. I cannot see a thing. All right, there we go. We got one more tree to cut down, and it seems like all the wood is actually contained in here except for a little bit that's spilled, but it's not too hard to grab. So now I just need to spam the F key as fast as humanly possible, and all the wood should be in here. All right, we have another 400 wood to work with. Let's see what we can do with this. Maybe we can come close to finishing it. Don't think we can finish it yet. I don't think there's any way of that, but let's see how far we can get. Wait, we have a little bit of a problem right here. I can't build on this plot that has the house because all I need is this wall right here. So this is gonna be, you know what, actually perfect. We do want to have a door in the open, or at least a door that is open, that'll lead to somewhat in the base. Not exactly where, I know, but we do need some open doors. So I guess that's this. Okay, this is gonna be even worse. Now we have to deal with a I don't know why these frogs aren't attacking me. I actually, maybe it's because they're inside of my base, but that's a little weird. All right, we finished this one next to it, but don't know what we're gonna do here. I could place this wall, but I can't place anymore, so we're just gonna leave this one right here. This one we built. Now we're on to this. Okay, I have no idea how much I've completed. I'm gonna have to go to the center of the base to look, but this is just massive. What I want to do is I want to get on top of the oil drill in the center and just look down at the entire base we have so far. All right, now I'm curious, how can I get on top of that? Maybe can I get on? Can't get on the lightning rod. I genuinely, dude, this is insane. I just need to get on top of the oil. There we go. Look at this. Just insane how big this is. I gotta figure out where we're missing some hexagons because it goes out 1, 2, 3, 4. That one goes out 1, 2, 3, 4. That one goes out 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're just missing 2 hexagons right here where my mouse is near the top. So I need to make 2 hexagons over there. We have more than enough trees, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna get a little bit of wood, not too much, put it in the crafting bench, and then make those last 2 hexagons, and we should be good with 4 whole layers. And to think that honeybees do this all day, bro, I would not want to be a honeybee. That, and I also prefer not being 2 inches big. All right, so I think it's right here. We need these 2 or maybe even 3 hexagons. This is pretty cramped. This is not going to be the nicest hexagon in the world. It does have some imperfections, and that should be all 4 layers. Now let me go all the way around, and we'll see what we can do to try to break the cultist AI whenever they try to come in the base. All right. It does seem to be done. I think I actually might have done a little too much on that side, but that is just fine. I'm not 100% sure if it's done, but man, this is where I'm gonna finish the hexagons. We're not doing any more hexagons, but now is the time where we break the game, or at least try to. So we gotta make it a maze. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have only one working entrance, which will be the one not where the crafting bench is, because the crafting bench doesn't have too many hexagons over there, with 2 of them being open. We're gonna have this one work, which will lead to this one, which will lead to this one, which leads to this one, which leads to this one right here, to this one right here, to this one over here, then this one, then this hexagon right here. So we have a pretty decent maze to actually make it to the center of the base. But that's also going to involve us making fake entrance ways that technically are doorways that lead to the outside, but they're not going to lead to the very center of the base. So we'll see if this will actually protect us. We also have one right here going out here. Gonna make another one going in here into the oil drill. Another one going in here to where the Dino Kid or the Kraken Kid's base is. And so we'll see. Can the cultists actually make it inside the base with all these different entrances? Will they be able to figure it out? Or will it break the AI and they won't have any idea where to go? I guess we'll just have to see. Now, to make this as fair as possible, I'm gonna be going to the very center of the base and hiding in there. And if the cultists can reach me, which is actually the longer path to the center of the base, then this hasn't necessarily broken the game, or at least broken the AI, but it still is a pretty cool looking base. All right, we are getting attacked tonight too, so that's perfect. Just gonna stand right here, center of the base, not gonna do anything. We're gonna see what happens. If I could get on top of this lightning rod though, maybe I could have a better viewpoint. Doesn't seem like I can. Maybe if I move the oil drill closer, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Mysterious group makes its way toward my campfire, so let's see. The correct pathway is that way right there. The cultists have to come in all the way through here, through the... Oh, dude, it's working. Dude, it worked. The AI doesn't know where to go. Wait, what in the world was that? What the... Am I getting sniped from the trees? Yo, that's not fair. Dude, that's actually not fair. That's a fat joke. There's no way you're in the trees, man. Hold up. Is he actually in the tree? He's in the trees. How did you get in the trees, my good sir? But look at this. The AI doesn't know what to do. There's only one of them that made it in here, and he's not even coming in. I tricked... Okay, there's 2 of them coming in here. Did they figure it out? They might have figured it out. But as far as I see, I'm completely safe. No idea how you got into here. I don't know why you did. Only 2 of them actually found the... Okay, 3 of them found the correct path. Maybe it just takes them a while to actually find where they need to go. But for now, let's finish this. Oh, dude, they are destroying. Hold up. I need to run. Interesting, though. The base somewhat protects you from some of the cultists. Not very efficient, but at least it exists. It works. It's an existent base. We'll go with that. Now, where's the dude who is in the trees? Are you still over here? I cannot see a thing. He's in the trees, man. How am I supposed to kill you? I can't see you. I see myself swinging my spear. I don't know where he's at, though. Did he fall, or am I just the one who fell? Is this guy better at hiding in trees than I am? There he is. All right, and with that, I want to get one last look at the finished base. What we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all the doorways. We're going to try to find a way. Maybe I can get on top of the lightning rod. If I just spam jump on top of the oil drill. There we go. Now get on top of the lightning rod. Yeah, okay. And from here, we could see our entire base. So let me replace these walls. And with this, that should be every single wall back in place, except for the ones that obviously we couldn't build earlier. Get on top of the lightning rod. There we go. Here is the entire base. Now that one's open because it's on the little plot with the... I don't know what to call that. Maybe a shed. But everything else looks very, very nice. Insane how this looks. Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest Pentagon base in 99 Nights in the Forest, and hopefully the US government won't force me to take down this video. So let's get started by getting our fire to level 3. And I did just realize I am playing the wrong class, so let's fix that real quick. Gotta make sure we have the lumberjack. Decorator is nice for furniture, but to build the walls the fastest, definitely gonna want the lumberjack. All right, here we go. We got our map. We got fire level 3. The first thing we're gonna do is get a bunch of loot and then go get the first 4 kids at the same time, because for this base, it is gonna be a Pentagon. So I'm wondering right now how I want to set it up, but I do know that we do want the 4 kids for it. All right, we got fire level 4, bunch of wooden scrap, get 2 farm plots, sundial, and regular bed, and also the compass when we can get that. I thought we had 3 for a second, but we only have 1. But so far, we're actually doing really good for day 1. I got the good sack and the good axe already, so we don't have to wait for the pelt trader. That'll save a little bit of time. Now I just need a weapon, just so that I can go get the first 2 kids. All right, this is actually going really good. We're on day 2 technically, really day 3 because we have the multiplier, and we have the fire level 5 already. I feel like I'm doing a mini speed run, but now that we have that, we're gonna go get the first kid because we have a revolver, but I do want to find a spear if we can. Otherwise, though, we'll have to wait to go get the second kid because I only have 17 bullets right now. My bullets aren't even old enough to join the military. That's how little I have. But they are old enough to get a driver's license. All right, first kid is safe. We also have an absolute tower of beef. We can put a bun on top and a bun underneath, and you have the average American sandwich. And here we go. Piece of cake. First time the farm plots grow. That's actually pretty rare. So let's get a compass. And I don't have enough revolver ammo to go get the second kid. So now I just need to find a spear. Even a rifle at this point. I might find that before the spear. All right. This chest is actually what's known as the rifle chest. Because if you... Okay, never mind. I'll take that too. Interesting. I'm getting some insane luck with this run. Everything's going super fast. This is going to be a 5-minute long video. Speed running the biggest Pentagon base. Maybe I can teach the US government how it's really done. All right. My bad earlier. This one right here is the rifle chest. And okay. Defense blueprint. I don't even think we're going to use that at all. Maybe for a raid if I feel like saving ammo. But otherwise, I haven't used defensive blueprints too much. Maybe that's actually a bad thing though. Might be good to start using them. Because then you don't have to waste any ammo when you get raided. You just kind of let them run through that. And although they do break, I mean, you can't really use them for anything else. But now I just realized this chest right here, this one's the rifle chest. Okay, you know what? I will take that too. Here's the rifle rock. Oh yeah, whoops. I knew that from the big rifle rock, guys. Sorry, I was stuttering. I just accidentally said chest 3 times in a row, but that's normal. I think everybody does that. But actually with this rifle, we can easily get the second kid. Okay, just took out the last wolf, but I have an interesting predicament that I am in right now, and I'm going to unpredicament myself just by doing one of these. Please let me in. Oh, I dropped the... What? What? No, I'm out. Nope. I did not know they had a super deer update. No, stay back. I want to stay back, man. It's 5,000 feet restraint. I'm going to the courthouse. I just haven't unlocked it yet. It's fire level 7. Dude, what in the fried chicken was it that I've never seen that before, at least not with the deer. All right, second kid is safe. It only took breaking the laws of physics, but we are going back to the base. We're already halfway to fire level 6. That's pretty good. So now let's try to go get the third kid. But actually, now that I have the strong axe, we can get saplings and wood for our base like crazy. We are going to need 60 wood and 60 scrap just for the torches. But then after that, we could put almost all of our wood, or a lot of it, towards the walls. And surprisingly, we already have exactly 60 scrap. But we will need to get the next crafting bench as well. We're going to get the lightning rod. We'll get the boost pad. We'll get the good bed. And I'm already out of wood. But because we're getting raided tonight, I'm going to place down our defensive blueprints right here for now. I'm pretty sure you can pick them up. We'll put them right here for when we get the raid people coming, or the cultists. I don't know why I call them raid people. All right, it's going to be a little bit late going out there, but we should still be fine. It's only 2 bears. All right, we got the key all before it turned night. We have 3 revolver bullets left, so I'll probably need at least more rifle ammo to go get the 4th kid, but then again, we're not even there in terms of our campfire. We also got iron armor. That's good. All right, 3rd kid is safe. I am currently not, but we use these defensive blueprints, save our bullets, just kind of run around in circles, and there we go. Now, today's an interesting day. The furniture trader's here, and I believe the Stronghold should be open by now. I don't think we necessarily need to go to the Stronghold, but we are definitely going to trade with the furniture trader. Fairy Lights Arch is nice, mossy fences, camping chairs, curved hedgerows, and a table. And we actually spent all of our coins really quickly. So maybe, you know what? Yeah, it is worth it. We're going to go to the Stronghold anyway, not necessarily for the mythic chest, but simply for the fact that you get a ton of furniture coins, just even with level 1. All right, I think this is a good way to use the time. Before I go to the Stronghold, I'm grabbing as many saplings as I can. Not necessarily the wood, because that will take a while, but I'm going to get 25 saplings so that we can have a huge pile of trees back at the base. And then by replanting these, we should be good to get enough wood for the base. And if not, we can always get more saplings. Maybe we will need more. I'm not exactly sure. I've not counted the sapling ratio at all, or I don't even know what that is, but we'll see. All right, 25 saplings in the sack, an extra one on hand, and the owl is gonna swoop it out of my hand. That's nice. Wait, I actually, I'm not even kidding. I don't know where my sapling, I don't think it's in the bush. And there's no, I'm actually not joking. I think dude literally stole the sapling out of my hand. Get away from me, man. You took enough. You took my sapling. What's next? My kids? No, he's actually coming for my kids. I'm not even kidding. He's coming for my kids. Stay back. Yeah, you fly up there straight up in the middle of nowhere. You probably just hit an airplane or something. I have no idea how you fly that high, but okay, we're good. So we have all our saplings, 25 and not 26. So we'll plant these and that should be a lot of wood. All right, let's take out the stronghold real quick. Get those coins for the next time the furniture trader comes by. Then I'm gonna get fire level 6. Then we gotta get those torches to actually make this the biggest Pentagon base. And I just realized I don't have a spear, but I think the strong axe works pretty similarly because it seems to have a longer reach than the good axe. It's probably not as long as the spear. I'm still getting hit a little bit. So actually, you know what? Maybe this is a bad idea to loot the stronghold right now because I don't want to use too many bullets. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna try to find the spear. Still haven't found one, and in order to find one, I can't be looting out too far. I can't loot out at the level 6 fire range because then I'm gonna find gold chests. I need chests like these. There we go. Got the spear. It actually took me a long time to get it, but we also got a lot of fuel on the way, so we should be able to get the level 6 fire by the time we get back to the base. Yeah, it definitely should be enough. Okay, we are 2 percentage points away. Let me just grab some wood. And what in the world? What? I have never seen that. I was right over here and I just got teleported over here with the fire. Maybe that's something to help a glitch. Maybe people have gotten stuck with the fire upgrading. All right. After chopping down all these trees, I just got off the phone with Obama himself. Turns out his last name actually is Care. And we got 173 wood, but it is going to take a lot more than that. He let me know that the Pentagon actually did take more than wood to build, which is actually weird because I have no idea how to use scrap to build walls in this game. Maybe they used shelving to build a Pentagon, but then again, I've never been there. So to build the biggest Pentagon base, we're gonna have to actually try to be geometrically smart, and I don't know what that means. So instead of figuring that out, let's just head over to the stronghold and get ourselves our furniture coins for right now. All right, that is cleared out. We'll get what we have in here. We have 140 furniture coins. Actually, wait, there might be a little bit more because the enemies you kill back here usually drop some. Okay, no, we're good. We got 140 coins. That should be more than enough to get his entire inventory next time, which might actually be tomorrow. We also got some kunai, not bad. Actually, I was right. Furniture trader's back today, supposed to use the boost pad to get over there. I do not see where in the world he is. That is not good. We're gonna check the snow biome first, because that will be the one spot I don't want him to spawn in. I don't see him. Not anywhere over here. I'm also too cold to sprint already, so that's not good. Yeah, I don't think he's here today. I wish he wouldn't not be there. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying, but I wish he was easier to see. Wait, is that him back there? Yeah, okay, that is him. All right, so it's not easy to find him anymore. It's kind of hard. Okay, we'll get Kevin as well as Nemo. Intersections, fences, trellises, table, and 3 purple bean bags. Not bad. And we still have 65 coins. See, just 15 years ago, if you had invested in the S&P 5000, you would have been able to buy all that furniture for just 15 coins. But inflation is kind of crazy right now. All right, so far it's actually going really good. We got a bunch of furniture. We can go get the 4th kit as soon as we have all these logs back into the bench. And speaking of that, we already have about 200, probably close to 300 with all the ones we have over here. All right, so it turns out we weren't close to 300. We went past it all the way to 329. So far this is going really good. I don't think that's enough for the biggest Pentagon base, especially since I'm going to use about 60 wood just for the torches, which actually reminds me, do we have enough for that yet? We actually don't. So we're going to go get the 4th kit and at the same time get some scrap. Now, I don't have too many rifle bullets, but because we got that kunai, it should be really easy and also fast to get the 1st kid or the 4th kid. There we go. That was really fast. We have about 2 minutes left to find all the scrap and never mind. I just ate up those 2 minutes. Hold up. If you put your camera at a certain angle, you can get it a little bit faster. It'll auto open if you do something like this. But if you just do it right, you can reach. There we go. All right. Got a mythic chest, 4th kid. I need to stop saying mythic chest. I'm used to saying that. Okay, thorn armor is not bad. Gem of the forest fragment. We'll take that just for fun. Now is the time to get the scrap. We need a washing machine. Even microwaves would work. Or the V8 engine. Okay, there's a washing machine. And an engine right here. Well, actually, hold on. Is this a V8 engine? Yeah, okay, it is. I'm dead. Okay. You know what? Maybe be a little bit smarter. And I'm out of rope. There's no way I'm out of Robux. Nah, man, I have a problem. I need to go see a therapist. All right, there we go. We're good. Now I'm gonna have to go back and get the 4th kid and all that stuff. But we are getting raided tonight. Or maybe not. The night has gone by pretty far. We're 20 seconds into the night, and I still hear the drums, but nobody's actually raiding. All right, you know what? Maybe my death and revive glitched it. I have no idea, but I still hear the drums. They still haven't come. It's halfway through the night. Maybe I scared them off. I understand that too. You know, we've been doing this pretty quick. Okay, we also got a mythic chest right here. That's not bad. Just need the deer to leave me alone, and we can open it. Yep, drum music just went away as it's turning day. Must have been a glitch because I died. We also got more kunai out of this mythic chest. I will take that. It's actually been pretty useful. So now let's find where our stuff was. All right, we killed all the cultists, got our stuff. Now let's just get some more scrap, and we're gonna be good. We're gonna need a lot more scrap, both for the torches and also the giant bed and crafting level 4 just to get the giant bed. So I'm gonna spend a decent amount of time out here. Okay, now I'm getting the drum music again. This time I'm probably actually gonna get raided, but still pretty interesting. So if you have that kind of glitch, you're most likely gonna get the actual raid on the next day. All right, 4th kit is safe. Let's take out this raid. All right, everybody, please don't enter the tent. Please only go on the outside and hit the spikes. Thank you very much. Okay, that's interesting. We just used up all of the traps, so we're not gonna be able to use that anymore, but it was actually useful. We really used the defense blueprints. Not bad too, especially when you get to these later raids. But now we definitely have enough scrap for the torches. Not enough for the bed though. So first, let's make the actual biggest base using these torches, which expands the base just a little bit each time, as you can see right here. We'll place them all in one spot for right now, and we'll move them later on. We actually do need to go get the hammer. That should be one of the next things that I do. So actually, while I get my more scrap that I need, we'll get the hammer at the same time. Don't think I have it on the map just yet, so why not? We'll build a radar real quick. All right, there we go. So it's down south. Take the boost pad, and then we should be good to move around pretty much anything we need in the base, because we're gonna have a lot of furniture, and I know for a fact you're pretty likely to mess up when you're building this big of a base, especially the walls. I gotta figure out what exact angle I want the walls to be. All right, we got a bunch of scrap. Furniture trader's back, and I actually can see him on the map, and he's on the way back to the campfire. So far, it's going pretty good. We're also getting close to hitting day 99, but still, we have to build the biggest Pentagon base. All right, what do you have today, my good sir? Fairy light double, 2 lavenders, 3 chairs, red signpost, and a nightstand. Not bad. All right, let's get ourselves a giant bed, place down all of our furniture, or not place it down, drop it down. We'll place a giant bed back here. We can always move it. Defense blueprint, we're gonna drop that for now. Now we gotta see, this base goes out pretty far, so I'm actually gonna have to take out this tree, that one right there, this one, just for making it look nicer. Those 2 back. There's actually a lot of trees I have to take out before we can start building this wall. So let me do that real quick. I'm also gonna get the wood from these trees, because we do not have enough for this base, I don't think. All right, we just cut down all of our trees. Now let me cut down all these trees. All right, guys, I have now found the optimal place for chopping down trees. You may not know about this trick, but it makes you look cooler while you literally die to death. All right, and with this, we have finally cut down all the trees in the way of the base. So we're actually going to use this wood for the walls, and if we need more, we can always get more from the trees that we have right here. All right, haven't even finished gathering the wood, and we hit day 99 in 1 hour and 11 minutes. Pretty fast. Still have a bunch more wood to get as well, but we are about to surpass 500, and we probably have another 1 to 200 right there. Definitely think that's going to be enough for our base. So who knew we'd hit day 99 before we placed a single wall. Now this is going to be pretty big, so it's a good thing that we have all these resources lined up, but still it did take quite a while. All right, finally, this is the last bit of wood. Didn't even pick up the saplings yet, and we have 588 logs. So now let me actually plan how I want these walls to go, and to do that, I'm going to have to use a very advanced AI software technique. So if you can't understand this, then I highly recommend watching college algebra instead. All right, so we want to make a pentagon, which I'm pretty sure goes like this. No, it doesn't. That is a 3-story home. No, 2-story home. Well, if you count the attic, and you have a window here and a door here. Okay, I was actually gonna keep going, but the furniture trader's here, so no more joking around. All right, I don't see where he is on the map yet. So again, we're gonna check the furniture, or not the furniture, the winter biome first, just to make sure he's not hiding anywhere back there. All right, looking left, not seeing anything, not straight, and not right. This is also not good. We have a blizzard, and I'm already too cold. I really wish they wouldn't do this with a furniture trader. This makes everything just a little bit harder, a little bit stressful trying to find him. There he is. Okay, managed to find him in time. Still a little stressful. 5 camping chairs, signposts, and actually that was not that good, but at least we got it out of the way. Okay, now that we're back at the base, I want to do the Pentagon shape, but we are getting raided. But before then, let me just erase this drawing. Maybe I can quickly draw it. I think it's something like this, like this, like this, and like that. I'm pretty sure that's a decent pentagon. So we need to do something like that in our base. Okay, so what we need to do with our base, it's a circle. So say we want to build the biggest pentagon base possible. We need to build this pentagon with each of these points as close as we can touching the circle. So we need this angle here, which we're gonna call pi. So let me just draw a pi real quick. All right, there we go. Took out a slice just in case. Then we need this angle and this angle and this angle. And with this angle, we can actually make a very weird baseball stadium. Okay, but for real though, we need to somehow get these 2 points to be nice. And I kind of think I know how I could do it. I'm gonna just build a few walls for now as anchors. So I'm gonna craft a bunch of walls, drop my stews and bandages just so we have room in our inventory. And so if we want to put the tip of the pentagon, let's say on this side right here, we could put something like this and something like this, and then that would go out to here. So if I go all the way over here and I look straight at this, I try to line it up. So something like that is horrendous. Hold on, let me try again. Okay, that's not perfect, but let's say we build another wall right here with another angle like this, and it goes all the way down here. Let's say we do something like this. That's not exactly straight. Let me straighten that out. Let's say that connects to there. Then we have another one going out here. Wait, hold on. We still need the base. So actually, we're going to have one going straight, which doesn't fit very nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one a little bit further back here. And we're going to connect it like that. Then we put the base wall right here. Put that all the way back here as far back as we can. Okay, it's not looking great. The way I built that was a little off. So we'll do this. And then we'll attach this last wall over here. All right, let's check with the flashlight. Still can't see. That's decent enough for right now. We're just building the frame. Then we need one of these, which will go right here. And then this will be our final vertice. We'll place this one right here, going over there. And then this one right here, going all the way back to the top. So when it finally turns daytime, I'll show you what we have so far. All right, so with what we have here, you can kind of see how the base is going to line up. It's not absolutely perfect, but we have something going for right now. We'll try to fix it as we build it, but we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertices. So let's actually start connecting these. I actually do need more walls. I'm wondering how many walls is it going to take, because we already are down to 400 wood, which maybe should be enough. It might not be though. All right, and with this, we have our first connected side. So now let's put this one over to here, and there we go. 2 sides built so far. All right, this side is extremely wonky. Let me actually bend it in a little bit more to make it straighter, just right here. All right, that looks nicer. So that's 3 sides done. This side will be the easiest, just straight. And there we go. Last side, and we only have 4 log walls, so we actually do need more. That's insane. We used so much wood for that. All right, we got 150 more wood. Spilled maybe that many more log walls. Should be enough. And then the rest we could actually use for other things. All right, turns out I made the perfect amount and we're good. So with that, we have our Pentagon base. The tip is right there, connects, boom, going down. It's actually huge now that I look at it. Now, the more sides that I add, the closer that the base becomes to a circle. If I build a dodecagon base, it's pretty much just gonna be a very hard to see circle. So the Pentagon, you can still kind of tell, and I think with Hexagon you can kind of tell, but yeah, it gets harder after that. But let's actually make the inside now. So we have 4 kids, and I already know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna put 1 tent in each side or in each corner and build them their own little rooms, and then we could have maybe the tip here be the door. We'll see. For now though, we're gonna build a tent right here. That's a Squid Kid side. Another one right here, Dino Kid side. So we got a boys side, and over here a girl side. And now we gotta figure out what furniture goes with which kid. I think the oil barrel goes over to the boys because boys love digging for oil. You can have that one, Squid Kid, and you can actually have all of the fuel canisters, Dino Kid. Okay, that one went too far. My bad. We'll give you 3 extra as a we're sorry gift. Now for the beds, I already know which one's going where. Kraken Kid gets a giant bed. Koala Kid gets a good bed. Dino Kid gets the old bed. And finally, Squid Kid gets the regular bed with an oil barrel as a pillow. That will totally help your neck. It's memory foam oil, I'm pretty sure. Now for the torches, I'm gonna actually add that to each of the kids' tents. All right, this is good. We were getting raided. Still have 1 cultist left. Can't find him, but we found the furniture trader. He was on the map this time, so we get just a little bit extra stuff. Hold up. I can't find the last cultist. Okay, wait, never mind. He was right here. So he got stuck. It seems like the cultists like to get stuck on the walls whenever they see a gap down here. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe that has to do with their pathing, but it is good to know in case you build a little gap right there, or pretty much anywhere on your base that you'll know that'll happen. So now let's try to make this a very, very nice base. We got each of the 4 kids that we have to add stuff to. So for example, bookshelf, we could put that right behind the giant bed, just like this. Make it a giant headboard. We have another bookshelf. We'll give that to the squid kid. Now, while you're having your nice oil nap, might as well have some nice lawn chairs as well. I also do want to place down my signposts, so I'm gonna see if I can find those. Yellow signposts, that's what we need. Green signposts, we'll actually save that for later. All right, we have signposts for all the kids except for the Kraken kid right now. So now I think what I'm gonna do, the best thing is to sort my furniture so we know what we got. All right, and with this, everything is sorted out nicely. We got camping chairs, flowers, signposts, miscellaneous, icy throne, snowman, and Nemo, farm stuff, tables and chairs, and a nightstand. So the nightstand, we're gonna give that to the squid kid. You always have to have a nightstand for your oil barrel. Sometimes you don't need the pillow. Sometimes the oil has just been too much. I know that's kind of rare, but you can just put it on the nightstand like that. So let's see, what should we do right now? I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the fairy lights on the girls' tents, just like this. We got the arch on the koala kid and the regular one on the Kraken kid. We also have 3 purple bean bags. You know what? We're gonna try to make a mini living room right here. And there's flowers. That's actually perfect. So we can put these all around the flowers, and the flowers give a nice extra bit of decoration. And then we could find something maybe to go in the center there. Maybe we could have Nemo be the koala kid's pet. So if the kids want to come over, they can see Nemo. He's around some flowers. I think that's a fish's natural habitat. That's pretty good. All right, we have 2 yellow chairs, 3 blue ones, and 4 red ones. So we can actually build a very nice setup for the Dino Kid. And I actually have a genius idea. We can have 3 chairs right here, actually 4 chairs, because the Dino Kid isn't gonna have a pet fish, but instead pet fuel canisters. These are going really nicely on the market right now. $50 a canister, $200 worth of pets right here. Very, very nice. See, even the squid kid is jealous. Look at that. Look, he is not good to be jealous, man. You have a pet oil barrel. Can't believe it, man. My own squid kid is okay. He's not being jealous anymore. That's good. You know what? Take a carrot as a reward. This thing is literally bigger than you, but have at it there, champ. All right, now we need a space for Kevin. Kevin, maybe he could be towards the tip of the base, looking out this way, just out in the open as the watcher of the base. But now we actually do have a lot of chairs and a table. So we should make some kind of dining table for the kids. We can do that right here. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you're kidding me, bro. I am a genius. We're gonna set up the chairs in a way that makes another Pentagon. Because I have 5 there we go. A Pentagon table. Let me actually put the second table down slightly inside of this table so that they all fit just a little bit better. A Pentagon nice table. 1 seat for Kevin and 4 for the kids. Very nice. Pelt trader, I'm sorry you're not invited. I don't know how you keep breaking into my base. Now we actually got to build a farm though. We have 70 wood so we can get a lot more farm plots. And I'm going to make this farm just massive. Like just gargantuan. We're going to use all of our farm plots, spread it across 17 acres of prime Texas land. All right. We have made the world's best, most efficient farm I've ever seen in my entire life. Even got the green signpost out front just to show how amazing this is. Now we got to move the crock pot as well. Almost forgot about that. All right. There we go. The biggest farm I've ever seen in my entire life takes up the entire base. Very cool. So now what I want to do to fill in this base just a little bit more is we're going to take all these saplings and plant them throughout the base. So we'll just kind of drop them around, scattered out a little bit, just filling in the empty space that we have because this base is huge. All right, with this should be good enough. Now we just got to plant all of them. Okay, so while we wait for that to grow, let's place the last bit of our stuff. We got 3 blue camping chairs. We'll give that to the Kraken kid. Now the Kraken kid has the best bed, but not anywhere near the best base. Koala kid's base is really cool. Dino kid has 4 pet fuel canisters. I'm kind of jealous. And the squid kid has a pet oil barrel and an extra sapling, which we're gonna plant right in his tent. So we'll see how that grows later. But furniture trader's back. He's not on the map. It seems like maybe every other time he shows up on the map. So let's go check out the ice biome first. And bro, I don't know what it is. It seems like every time the furniture trader comes, there's also a blizzard. No way. Dude, I have 10 seconds left to get the furniture trader stuff. Please have something nice. I'm just buying whatever you have. I'm buying it all. Round 1 table, this thing. I don't know what I'm buying. There we go. 3 seconds left. There he goes. That was pretty close. That's the one thing I I don't like about the furniture trader anymore. If he doesn't show up every time, he's insanely hard to find. What are you doing in my base? You're not even halfway in my... No, you're in my base. You're within the trees. That is a little interesting. But with this, we can definitely add to our farm a very meaningful update because it is 2025. We do have to make sure that our farm is nice and modern. We can't be outpriced by these California homes. And there we go. Now we have some wooden stools. We will add that to my workbench. That way there's a seat for me and a seat for Kevin if we want to work. Round wooden table. We are going to put that right there. Now, you may not realize it, but that adds so much to the base like you can't imagine. I mean, just look at this shimmer of wood. You wouldn't get this unless you were literally breaking the laws of physics. And also our trees grew. So that actually does fill in the base quite a bit. We have back here Squid Kid, Dino Kid, Koala Kid, and Kraken Kid. Now, what would be really cool is that if in a future update, they made it so that the kids could interact with the furniture, like the Squid Kid. He could sit down in the chair, sleep in the bed. Oh yeah, there's the tree right in between his tent, by the way. I do think that'd be a pretty cool addition, but it might be really hard to do that, and it wouldn't add too much to the game anyway. But now, let's go ahead and place our flowers. We'll add a few around the dining table. We'll add a few around the Koala Kids base. And then lastly, around the Kraken Kids base. And with that, we are gonna have that be the actually forgot our defense blueprint. And we forgot a door. We don't have a door yet. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the door be right here. We're gonna build some stakes. Not a sweepstakes because I do not make gambling legal for children. And there we go. Now that actually looks a little bit awkward. So maybe I could make it more narrow like this with the walls that we do have. All right, that looks a little bit better. We'll keep it like that. Cultist will go in here. And we actually have a pretty welcoming base. We have Kevin, our tour guide, who has a bunch of food. We have a nice, very huge farm. I'm surprised I even fit it in here. And we have the 4 kids' bases. Then we have the central place. This is actually really nice. Nice central eating area with the forest adds a lot to this base. It feels so much more empty, so much more lifeless without the forest. But now let's do the base tour for the biggest Pentagon base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Starting out here, we have our defensive blueprint trap. So if the cultists come in, they will die. But me, I am immune to pokey damage, as you can see by the armor. We have a nice, amazing array of trees in a forest here. Kevin, our tour guide, he will actually be the person to lead you through this entire base. I promise you he moves. He's just very shy on camera. Right here, he's next to the world's largest farm. I'm trying to fit this in the frame, but it's so big I can't fit it. Then over here, we have the nice Kraken Kids base with our very own pet bunny rabbit. That actually is very convenient that I came over here just at that time. Then over on this side, still on the girls' side of the base, we have the Koala Kids place with their own pet Nemo, 3 beanbags for a nice living room. By the way, we invited some friends over. They're currently running here because they can't afford cars, and those weapons in their hands are just because we're in Detroit, and you know that your front porch is gonna get stolen in Detroit. Then over here, we have the Dino Kids base, 4 pet fuel canisters as customary in every American household. And finally, the Squid Kids side of the base with his very own pet oil barrel and tree that is in the middle of his very own tent. Very nice. And we actually have some of our first guests. This one's talking to Kevin. Sir, don't worry about Kevin. He's very busy right now. It's not that he can't speak. He's just very, very busy. Excuse me, sirs. I have no idea how you got in here. Actually, I do, and that's a very annoying thing, but I would like to lead you over here, and I would like to lead you all back out through the front door for no reason in particular. I just think that out here is very nice, you know what I'm saying? All right, there we go. Raid is done. We'll actually now have 2 forest gem fragments as well, and that is the entire biggest Pentagon base. Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest Hexagon base in 99 Nights in the Forest, but I have gained access to one of the coolest things in the game. Watch this. Boom. I can go anywhere I want on the map with this camera, and I'm gonna be using it to showcase the base. See, look, I already got the volcano biome. It's that way. This is insane. I'm gonna be using it as a drone, so we're gonna see what we can use with this. For now, let's get to fire level 3. I'm playing the decorator class because that'll hopefully get me a lot more furniture to make truly a very nice big Hexagon base. All right, there we go. Fire level 3. First thing to always get. Now, I do want to get a lot of furniture coins, But because the furniture trader comes by so frequently, I really only need enough for the rare stuff, and everything else you could buy it pretty much anytime. All right, this is good. This will give me enough fuel. Hopefully we'll get to fire level 4 on day 1. That'll actually be really good. Getting the fire to the highest level is a cheat code to basically speedrunning the rest of the game. There we go. That is fire level 4, day 1. So let's keep going. I do need a good sack as well, though. And usually that's the easiest to find in the lower rarity chests. Something like right here would be the good sack. Por favor, give me the bien sack. Okay, chili seeds actually I will take any day of the month. These are super useful. Helps you actually get things done a lot faster. And if you're really in trouble, you could probably escape whatever's chasing you. Wait, what in the world? They added more fish. Since when? Yo, no one told me about this. Dude, this one looks... Is that a unicorn? That looks like a unicorn horn. That's just another eel. Probably an electric eel maybe, but this is... Huh. Maybe you find them in the lava biome. There we go. Got the good axe. Still do need the good sack though. Got another good axe. I'll be leaving that one there. Leather armor, not bad. Another good... Okay, I have 3 good axes now. But for now, the sack's full, so I'm gonna head back to the base. Hold up. Wait, I have an idea. I'm hiding right now, so I can just do one of these. And I can see the deer up here busting some dance moves. Bro, dude. All right, man. Calm down. I see. Dude is ready to dance on top of a hospital. All right, but I could just hit the button again, or the combination of buttons, and then boom, back to where we need to be. There it is. All right, good sack. We are good. So now let me just get a little bit more fuel, and we'll be able to get the next fire pretty fast. I mean, everything's going pretty good right now. Just gotta get a lot of stuff for the Hexagon base. Thing's gonna be huge. It can be as big as possible, at least with log walls, but I cannot wait to get the overhead shots. I have no idea how that's gonna look like yet. It's just, bro, I'm excited. Got the Stronghold right here as well. We will be needing that for later to get furniture coins for our base. It's always good to do that, I think, as soon as possible. That way, it'll reset and I can do level 2 pretty quickly. All right, but this should definitely be enough. There it is, fire level 5. Now let me focus on getting fire level 6 as fast as possible. It's like a speedrun right now. I might have, if I get enough stuff, I might have fire level 6 day 4. Now, I haven't gotten any beds or kids yet, but still, that'll be very nice. I'm looking for the chests that have the gold stripes on them. Those usually give me an oil barrel a pretty decent chunk of the time. Also just found where the third kit is, and an oil barrel and 2 fuel canisters all the same time. This is actually going really good. If I can just find another oil barrel, I probably will have enough. Got a rifle, we'll take that. Okay, interesting. This thing is tinted red in the hotbar. Maybe to show that it's a weapon. There we go. Give me that. Strong flashlight. We will take that any day of the week. That'll help me a lot to loot at night. Another fuel canister too. Pick up this coal just in case. We have enough room. All right, over here we actually have Dish TV. This is where they hold their headquarters. As you can see, they are pretty angry at Netflix streaming services. They know that I use streaming services. All right, give me an oil barrel, por favor. Okay, strong axe actually is exactly what we need, because we need to get wood fast, so that's gonna make it a lot faster. Just go around getting all the one-hit trees, get a bunch of saplings. Everything is gonna be very, very nice. Got another chest right here. Por favor, oil barrel-o. All right, defense blueprint, not bad. Fuel canister, though. We take those. Head back to the base. So let's see. Is this enough? I hope it is. It is just barely not. Hold up. It's not day 5 yet. It is not day 5. It is not day 5 until it says day 5. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, man. I was 2 seconds late, but Pelt Trader is back. I actually do need to trade with him because I do need the spear. That's what's going to help me for doing the Stronghold, and I'm pretty sure that thing opens in like a minute. Okay, bunny foot, that's the first thing I need. Oh, wait, hold up. I need to eat some food. That's the real first thing I need. I'm gonna die. All right, we're gonna get food from these wolves and hopefully a pelt. Okay, no pelt yet, but a bunch of food. I will definitely take that. There we go. There's our pelt. So we have bunny foot, pelt. We can get the spear. We have the strong axe. We have fire level 6. We have almost everything we need on day 5. This is going great. All right, cook some food. Where's the bunny foot? Right there. I will take a good sack, even though I already have one. And what? Okay, that was weird. Wait, hold up. Why would I want the old taming flute? That's the easiest item in the world to find. But regardless, we have the spear. So this actually gives us a fantastic foundation foundation for building our base. I guess now I'm just gonna go take out the Stronghold. I mean, this is gonna be great. Wait, that's weird. Hold up. Furniture Trader's in town, but I don't have the menu to open him anymore. Did they get rid of that? I don't know. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe it's not. Let's see. We're gonna get the rare item. What is this? A gazebo. I have never seen that. I will take it though. So we're gonna get those things. We are gonna get some Fairlight singles are nice. Not too many though. Just get these ones for now. We'll get Kevin his seat and his fish, and we'll get some tables. Perfect. Now we gotta go take out the Stronghold. What in the world? Yo, where? Oh, dude, hey, what's up, guys? I was wondering where you were. All right, there we go. Ton of coins I'm gonna get from this. Dude, I hate the aim of these red ones. They have the most sniper-like aim you've ever seen in your entire life. They could hit a solo cup from Fiji all the way in India. Dude, if I get a chainsaw out of this will be one of my best base runs in my entire history of playing this game. I'm doing this just for the coins, but it is always nice with the reward at the end. All right, got it done. Get all our coins. We're now up to 121. Get our stuff. And now for the chainsaw or tactical shotgun. That will work too. I would love that. And it's the... Dude, what is happening? It's one of the best runs I've had in like 19 years. I mean, that is quite literally a factual statement though. I'm not even lying. So I guess we just head back to the base, get some stuff for it. I mean, it's gonna be so easy, but this feels weird. This is easy, man. Usually it's a lot harder, but hey, we can use the easiness for building our base a lot better. So I'm gonna drop my furniture right here. Don't need it just yet. Got some farm plots. All right, so far everything's good. Now I guess let me just get all the wood in the game. What is this? What gentleman lives at this estate? What is this? What is, hold up, where? Huh? Okay. Oh, okay, coin stacks. Thank you. I will take that very much. Okay, this is an interesting base, or at least building. There we go. Got the Alpha Wolf pelt. So now I'm gonna head back to the base and just keep chopping down trees, getting more saplings. I mean, we are gonna get this done. And honestly, we are gonna have a very nice base. Oh, wait, hold up. Pelt Trader's here today. I thought he was gonna be here later. But that's actually perfect because now I can get my giant sack without having to wait. What? This isn't... What? You always get a giant sack for this. I think they changed it. I mean, I don't even know what I need. A rifle I don't need any of these things. I mean, I'll just put strong flashlight, but usually you always get a giant sack for that. So that's actually interesting. Gonna start chopping down these trees. We have a ton of them right here. All right, just gotta start moving all of this over. It would be so nice if like crafting bench level or another building or something, you can make a forklift or a truck, I don't know, something to just carry absolutely absurd amount of items. You could just drive around. Maybe you'd have to like beat a boss to get it. Either way, I would want that so bad. Just drive the truck up to here, dump it all on the crafting bench, boom, 300 logs immediately. Or if you could even get a gianter sack, like a 100 sack slot sack. I don't know how you would get it. Maybe there'd be a class for it, cost 10 billion diamonds, but who knows. Hoping that they do stuff like that in the future because that would be very helpful. All right, Furniture Trader is back today. Let's go talk to him. I think I have more than 200 coins now. What should we get a lot of? Lights are always nice. We'll get a few arches, not too many. I don't think we're gonna need much. Beanbags are cool. Pillows aren't too cool, so we'll skip out on those for now. Picket fences are nice. We'll get those as well as some trellis fences. Barrels are always nice. Decor, flower vases, we'll get a few of those. Some buckets. I guess we could use a couple. Chairs, definitely gonna need those. We're just gonna spam those and then we're done. All right, so we're gonna bring all this back to the base, but still the first goal is actually building the Hexagon. Now to build it, I mean, I think the camera view is actually going to help quite a lot. There we go. Give me that. The giant sack. I was out looking for some scrap because we're going to need some for torches, but got a giant sack on the way. That is perfect. There we go. Iron armor. Things are getting better now. What the what? Yo, what the no, yo, what? I just walked in a Charmin Ultra Soft commercial. What the? Yo, I'm fine. I don't need it. I don't need toilet paper, man. Dude, what? There's so many. Get me out of here, please. Get me up to the second story. I need second story. All right, here we go. Got the 10 torches. Place these all down just about here. Gonna move them later. What in the what? You can place them inside of it. That is weird. But this will give us the biggest possible base. So now for my plan. If I'm gonna actually, yeah, let me show you this. So here's what I'm thinking of doing, right? I need to build a hexagon, which is something like this shape right here. So we know the center point. We have our fire in the center, and I'm thinking in order to figure out where we're gonna have all of these sides, actually, hold on, let me move this. I'm gonna do something like this. All right, this is better. This is what I'm actually trying to do. So I want to just bridge out a straight line, which will find this point right here. So we'll have this point for sure, and we'll have this point for sure doing the same thing. So using these 2 points, I'm wondering what I can do. If I could figure out what this point was, I could figure out probably everything else. Like these 2 points right here were good. It actually seems like this point, so this one right here, is about halfway in between this bottom point and our campfire. Hold up, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if that's true. Oh, hold up. Whoa, yo, I don't understand any of this. Dude, I'm good. But that is actually perfect. Dude, all right, this allows me to really easy find 2 vertices, and from then on, it should be easy to find the rest. And then we'll have a good hexagon, an almost perfect hexagon, I believe. Depends on how well we can fit inside the circle. All right, so let's take this out to the very far edge, just still doing this, and that'll bring us to right here. We'll cut it off right there. So that's our first point on the hexagon. The next thing we need to do is find the halfway point that is here. So what if I were to like try to match these up to try to do something? How would I do this? Maybe I could go like 1 wall on, or 3 walls here, 3 walls here. This actually might work. It's gonna be a little bit overkill, but this is what's gonna work. Okay, we've almost found our midpoint. All right, this is our midpoint right here. Like this did almost exactly our midpoint. Okay, so cool. We're just gonna go straight out then, and that should be our first vertex, or a second vertex found for the hexagon. So we're just gonna go straight, and right here's our limit. So I should be able to just go straight to that point right there. So we'll pick up all these. I am learning mathematics playing 99 Nights in the Forest right now. This is great. All right, so I should be able to. I'm not gonna snap to grid. No way. That's not even gonna work. I'm gonna have to do something like this, push it to its limit, and point it directly over there, keeping it as straight as it's not gonna be perfectly straight, but as straight as possible going to the tip of that wall right there. All right, this wall is gonna be really easy. I mean, we just go straight, and actually I'll be able to look from above how this looks in the game. From above, we'll see how the shape looks like. I think it should be great. All right, so we're out to right here. This should be the limit, and then we're gonna have to do something like this right here to try to get all the way to that vertex. So I'm gonna have to angle it in a little bit. There we go. All right, so if I go into free cam mode, oh, dude, this looks great so far. Look at this. Oh, that is mathematically pleasing. We got like a whole half trapezoid over here, which is exactly what you want, at least from how it looks. Oh, dude, this is gonna be insane. Let me get down a little bit lower. I'm still learning controls of this thing. If I have like a view this way of the base, oh, bro, this is about to be the best. Oh, dude, I'm so excited to have this new free cam. It's great. And you can look extra close at the eyebrow thickness. Look at this. There's like a second eyebrow for my eyebrow. Can you believe, bro? I have the eyebrow game right now. All right, but for real, this is looking fantastic. The math worked out perfectly. The base is gonna look very nice. All right, just cleared the level 2 stronghold. Got some thorn armor. I'll take that. And I think the furniture trader just came today, so that was perfect timing. See what he's got. So for rare items, we're just buying all those. Got bean bags. We'll take those. We want the trellis fence painted. Cloth frames will actually look pretty nice. And then some shrubs will be good for a farm. Flower bushes with that as well. Hedgerows could be pretty cool. I think I'm just gonna buy the curved ones though. I think that's good enough. And then I guess, I don't know what else I want to buy. There's nothing else that I really want. So I guess we could go with red brick table. Maybe 3 red brick tables. Well, hold on. Maybe all the red brick tables. Bunch of benches. Maybe we can make something with that. We'll see. Probably some kind of restaurant place. Oh, also, we are so close to being done with the Hexagon. Just wanted to get the furniture coins early as possible because I've been slacking a little bit. I forgot to go get that, but let's finish this off. All right, this will be the last few walls. And here is the last wall. Now, to check if it's actually nice. Okay, will it look good? Let's see. All right, okay. Not the most perfect thing you've ever seen in your entire life, but this is a massive, just ridiculously huge hexagon. It's a little bit wonky on these sides because I don't have the snap to grid, and this is just perfect right here. So that does look a little off, but looking at it from above, I think that is pretty good. I think that is pretty hexagonally. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, but now let's actually get to filling in the base, which actually makes me think. Do we want to split the base? What if I split the base into 6 different sections? Like a hexagon sliced pizza. Maybe that would look cool. I think that would be pretty... We're going to need a lot of wood for that. But I think that actually would look pretty cool. So we're gonna have to do it. All right. Finally, I have been spending so much time on this. We're at about 2.5 hours into the video and we finally have a beautifully separated hexagon. When it hits daytime and hopefully it won't be raining, I will show you exactly what this looks like. All right, now this view is pretty cool, but this view is 10,000 times. Look at that, man. We got a hexagonal pizza. That is fantastic. Now what we can do with this is actually have a separate hold up. Did my fire just go out? Okay, no, we're good. I get maybe render distance, but now we can have a section for everything. So here could be a nice entrance section. We can have some kind of a farm area with this pond, maybe a kids area like boys and girls right here. Something over here like oil drill and utilities, and maybe a restaurant right here. Hold up. All right, I have some pretty good ideas. Let's see what we could do. So the first thing I do want to do is go get all the kids because we don't have even a single one at the base yet. Not a single bed, not a nothing. All right, I just got the first 3 kids, but the problem is I'm out of rifle ammo, or at least I only have 3 bullets left. And we have to take out 6 bears. So I'm actually going to loot up a little bit, try to get some ammo, try to get something so we can finally get the 4th kid. Rifle ammo right here, that's good. Some right here. Looks like Winnie the Pooh is guarding it, but maybe I can sneak underneath. Yeah, there we go. Actually, that actually works. More back here. Hold up, I'm actually finding a lot of rifle ammo out of nowhere. Where is some more? Dude, what the what? They're right there. Why am I finding so much? I mean, I'll take it. Cannot complain. And there's more. Bro, what is my luck? That's some crazy luck. There we go. Got another bank back here. Furniture traders in town. Let's go hit them up. We have a bunch more coins. I have about 120. Now, designing the base is where this is all gonna come nicely together, because I can look at the base from here and I can see these guys pole vaulting into it. But when it's actually filled out and I think each of the sections are nice and laid out, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. All right, what do you have on this day? Painting portrait. We'll take one of those. I'll take some cloth frames. Do want some flower bushes and shrubs. I don't have any rocks yet either, so we'll take some of those. And then we'll just, I guess, get these things and some candles. Why not? But I think that might be all the furniture that we're gonna get for this, because we have a lot. I also have a lot of rifle ammo, so I should be able to pretty easily go and get the 4th kid. All right, drop all my stuff right here. And the 3 kids should go and find their places, hopefully. I actually have to make sure. What are you levitating? Yo, bro, calm down, man. I can see you have some skills. I don't know what nation that's from, but you guys ever see that dance moves where it looks like the dudes are sitting in place and kicking out their legs? Yeah, that's what dude, she knows how to. Dude, what is your core strength? Somebody oh, yo, they're all doing it, or at least 2 of them are doing it. Yo, dude, you guys were doing sit-ups in the sack or something? Dino Kid, why didn't you join in, man? Look at you using your legs. So normal, so weird. All right, so today let's try to go get the 4th kid, and then we can really start placing our furniture. There we go. Got the key. Got a minute to spare. Everything went well. Got a red chest too. Hoping for the tactical shotgun. That will help a lot for raids that come on later. Dude, what is my luck? Gotten all the best items. I don't think I've gotten one riot shield in this game. This is the best run I've had since 1492, which is technically not a lie. Or actually, I don't know. I don't don't know what my best run has been so far, but this feels very, very good. No chance you're doing it too. No, stop it. Stop it. Use your legs. Use your All right, cool. We've got 3 children who know how to do some kind of crazy dance move from 1491. Dino Kid and I are very, very weird. I'm sorry to say it, but we are quite literally outnumbered by the floating children. Okay, now is where we start to make the nicest base in the game. Now, I do need the oil drill. That is going to be something that's going to help us to survive. So I'm thinking this area will most likely be our utility corner. So I'm going to point this way. So that way we have the oil drill right in here, but it's going to shoot out the oil barrels this way. And we have our map, sundial, and compass. I'm going to move those more towards the sides. Excuse me, floating child. Can you please let me work in peace? Go float somewhere else. All right, so sundial, we got to put kind of in the center. We always need shadows for it to work. The map, we could put right here. Feel like that fit. And then the compass off to the side of the sundial. So kind of more spaced out, but we'll definitely add something more to this room. This is really empty right now. But now we want to have a boys' side and a girls' side for the tents. So let me pick up all of those. Actually, pick up one at a time so I know which one is which. This is the blue tent. So if we have the blue tent back here and the purple tent in this corner, she gets to listen to an oil drill deep into the Earth's core, all the way down to molten lava at 17 billion degrees. So it's gonna be very warm around here, and she can just sleep nice and well. I love listening to loud drilling noises at 17 billion degrees. I think that'll actually raise the property value right here. She's gonna pay a lot in taxes. But now let's take the 2 other tents, and I'm trying to decide. I want this to be the entrance, this to be the farm, and I want the farm to be next to the restaurant. So it leaves us with this, which, I mean, I guess would be a cool kid's bedroom. There are what is it called? The posters in the way, but it's their faces. It's their family photos. They posed fantastically for their family photos. He was crying of joy. She just got off a roller coaster. He just saw what I looked like bald, and she saw what I look like when I'm not bald. So yeah, I think this is a fantastic place for the kids to set up shop. So we're gonna place a tent in each corner and build a bedroom for each of them. Which reminds me, we need to build the beds. I don't know if I'll be able to do all of that though. We got the old bed, regular bed, and good bed, but I need 12 more scrap for the giant bed. For now though, let's put them in the right places. Good bed will go to the Kraken kid, the koala kid. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting my own children's names. Everybody does that once in a while. All right, so she'll get the blue bed. Don't have that one yet. Okay, so we got the bed set up. We just need a little bit more scrap for the Kraken kid. So now oh nice, I got a piece of cake. But now we need to actually decorate this base, and I have so many things to place. It is not even funny, dude. So let's just wait. Actually, I have a good idea. I can put the stuff in the room I think it'd be nice to put them in. I don't know what this is. It's a really tiny cup, but I guess I could put it in the restaurant. So restaurant, just throw it in here. It's gonna be restaurant. Beanbag, kid's bedroom. Oh, throw that all the way over. Kid's bedroom. Painting portrait, kid's bedroom. And I'm just gonna keep doing this with pretty much everything. Trellis fence, we're gonna put that over there. Excuse me, miss, can you stop levitating in my way, please? Please, like now. It's literally your bed. Thank you. All right, everything is now sorted, and I even built a little bit of the entrance right here because I spilt my blue water. Yes, it was blue water that I spilled. I drink blue water, and I didn't feel like cleaning it up, so I decided to build this very nice architecture just so we could get over it, and then into the nice foyer, I guess we could call it. But you must get past Kevin first. No one gets to the base without first having approval directly from Kevin himself. And then we got Nemo. Can he go? Okay, he can't go inside the water, but he can be near the water, all right? Nemo's water is not like this one. Nemo, can you breathe in there? Okay, no, I see the bubbles. He's breathing in there. He's just not moving. Don't fish need to, wait, hold up, wait, hey, yo, wait, don't fish need to move to breathe? So is this some kind of government spy drone? Bro, birds aren't real, and now these things aren't real. But now we can also add a little bit of furniture to the entryway. So like back here, we can have a nice little hangout area with a mushroom couch. I also have a small puddle right here. We could just, I guess, add this off to the side for some extra looks. It does match, it matches perfectly. We have a rideable sign too, and a wall-mounted sign. So I think what we could do is put it right here and say, biggest hexagon base. Kevin is here. Boom. Okay, so that will make all of these scammers go away. Trying to steal from me. Kevin will instantly pulverize their pinky fingers. And then we have a rideable sign. I got it. I know exactly what to put. There we go. This is Kevin. Perfect. Now we got some mushrooms. We'll put them around back here. Kind of one over off to the side here. These give off their own glow. It's kind of cool. Now we're not 100% done. This right side over here is a bit empty. We're gonna be moving these things eventually. But for now, this is what we got for the entrance. Now let's focus on the hardest probable part, or probably the hardest part, which is gonna be the farm. I'm gonna put our oil over here. Kevin knows how to drink oil for breakfast. He is the only person alive who can drink oil without dying. And the secret is in the fact that he is, in fact, not a government spy drone like this fish who still hasn't moved and his eye is diagonal. Bro, I do not trust this fish. I'm keeping him far away from all the important stuff. He's near the entrance. But now for the farm. I actually do want to build a bunch of farm plots. So let's pick up these ones over here as well. So I do want to make this as nice as possible. It's a little bit hard to figure out what I want to do. Now these saplings, I don't think I'm going to need them. But just in case, you know what? Let me actually plant these. I'm going to plant these for right now. We're going to build the restaurant first. I'm going to plant these so we can get more farm plots. I'm not going to plant all of them. I'll plant a decent bit of them. Like this many's good. And then for the rest of them, we'll just put down here because I'll at least have them for later and they're not seeable. Yeah, there you go. Can't even tell. But now let's build the restaurant. Now I have some crazy ideas for the restaurant because we have, where in the world am I? Okay, there we go. I have a gazebo. Now this is going to be a VIP table. I mean, look at this thing. You put a table on top of it, I think it's going to be cool. So I think back here is kind of uneven, kind of not that great. Here is a little bit more even. So what I can do is have this be here, and I'm begging to the developers of this game, please let me place a table on this. Hold up, what in the world? Where's my table? I can't, what? Oh, there it is. Okay. So please, bro, why, man? No, dude. No, man. Imagine I'm gonna put a table up here. This is gonna be Kevin's table, reserved only for him, a VIP. Okay, so that's a bummer. I don't know if we could place anything on it, but I'm gonna have to find another use for it. I was thinking of making a private table, a really cool, really private, just nice vibe, everything, but can't do that. So we're gonna have to figure out something else. Maybe we could put it back here, but that's like useless. There's no point of putting a gazebo anywhere. Maybe, you know what? This is what the gazebo is gonna be used for. If you are an oil tech maintenance guy, you can look at my oil drill and let me know if anything's wrong with it. So far, everything seems to be going pretty smoothly. But now let's actually grab all of our tables, and I want to spread these out nicely. We also, okay, wait, hold up. This could be a nice private thing. We have a canopy, and this thing's huge. So yeah, we could have this be a nice private table. Kind of put it back here, and then we could have a wooden table to match the canopy's wood. Where are our chairs at? Yo, did I not buy? There we go. Okay, I don't know how I can't find these things. Okay, so we have 10 old chairs. Gonna put them. Gotta be careful how I do it. There's like holes in the ceiling that I have to line up with. All right, there we go. It's a little bit off, but I kind of have to get it through these holes in the ceiling. But we have a nice private table. Now we're not done. We're not even close to done. We still gotta add decorations, but we're building the frame of what we want so far. So let me drop these chairs. I have wooden tables and red brick tables. I think I have stump tables as well. Or actually, no, I think I put those for the farm as decoration. All right, yeah, for now, all we have are these tables. Okay, so cool. We have a red brick table. Boom, put that back here. We have another one. Boom, put that back here. Another one. We'll put that smack dab in the center. Switch to wooden table. Put that over here. Another wooden table. Put that, not here, but right here. That would be kind of nice. Another wooden table. We'll put that in the back. Boom. We have it nice and spread out. I actually do want to move this a little bit over here. The reason I don't put a table right here is because we need a nice VIP entrance straight to it. Hopefully levitating children won't be in the way when customers come, but all the way out to the base, which now that I think about it, this workshop or workbench is perfectly blocking the entrance. All right, so now for chairs. Wooden chairs will go with the wooden tables, and we have 6 chairs. So we're gonna do 2 at each table. There we go. All right, so now we actually have red brick benches and gray brick benches. So for these, we're gonna place these around. We have a lot of them. So this looks nice. We'll do the same thing back here. How would you look at that? Our first customers are trying to break into the restaurant. They really want this VIP table, but they can't have it. So I only have 1 or 2 red brick benches left. So I guess we could do a table for 2 style like this. That's not bad. Yeah, okay. This looks good so far. We just need to add the decoration. We have our first customers breaking in, but these people do not pay. They just murder. You know, I'm actually kind of glad that it's working out this way. I don't know why, but it seems like all the cultists are spawning in one spot, which allows me to just take them out pretty quick. Okay, so let's make this look very nice. Toadstool large. We're gonna put that kind of right here as a nice little thing in front of the VIP table, and another one we can put right behind it for a nice little glow. Now we have some cups. I've never used these before. Can you just place them on any? Yeah, you can just place them right here. All right, so you guys are lucky enough to get cups. Now they are the yellow cups that I got from Chuck E. Cheese, and I drew inside of them with crayons, but you get cups nonetheless. You get liquid. You get to survive. The rest of these people get to die with food. Just no water. If you want water, you can come over here and drink. We just don't have a wet floor sign. Fairy lights though, that will make everything look pretty nice. If I place these in the right spots, kind of in between everything, I think it'll make it look a lot nicer. Yeah, so far this looks a little bit better. We have some plates. All right, you guys are getting plates, but only 2 of you. Oh, never mind. 2 of you are getting 5 plates. 2 of you just got done at the all-you-can-eat buffet and managed to eat more than all you can eat. Drink up. I guess these 2 cups are for you then, not for 4 people. No. Maybe this chair here will be the extra chair for your food. Your food will grow sentient and start eating with you. All right, well that's interesting. Candles. All right, candles. We're gonna actually give these. What the what? No way. You can't place these on table. Can you? Okay, wooden tables you can place them on. That's good. Not sure why the stone tables don't allow you to, but we'll put candles on these wooden tables over here. You people don't get candles. All right, if you can eat that much food, you clearly see what you're doing. Lantern cylinders. These we could put. What the what? You can't. Hold up. Why? Why can't you put? Oh, that sucks. All right, so we could put them, I guess, in the corner here like this, and like this. At least give them some lighting. And then put another one right here, and then why not a second one for this table? We also have a clownfish chair. All right, well this is not going here. We're actually gonna put this over in the entrance, so you have a little extra chair to hang out with. We have Goofy Chair Central over here. Yeah, this if you want to go to a doctor's office and feel uncomfortable, these are the kind of seats they have. Cool. All right, we're good. Amaryllis. We got some flowers to add over here. Can you put those on top of tables? Okay, you can. All right, you're gonna be sniffing a flower your entire meal. Your head, my head, will fit in this flower. I will sniff the last particle out of this flower if it is the last thing I do. All right, guys, give me like 20 minutes and I'll be back. I even have my hands on it like I'm ready to eat this thing. All right, but for the rest of the flowers, like normal people enjoy flowers, we'll just put them around for some nice ambiance. We'll do like something like this. Got some daisies. We'll do something similar. Boom, right here. Let's have some flower vases. I think we can do something with this. It sucks you can't place them on these tables. It might be only the red ones too. I'm pretty sure you were able to place stuff on the gray ones. But actually I have the perfect amount of flower vases for the wooden tables. So wooden tables get candles and flowers, and this person gets the flower. All right. Well, actually, hold up. I think we've placed almost everything. Oh yeah, also, I hit day 99. It only took me 3 hours and 15 minutes is closer. 3 hours and 15 minutes, guys. New world record. All right, we have a mushroom couch, but I'm gonna place that over here. We gotta have a very nice hangout area, you know? It's where all the people love to hang out and chill. You know what? We're gonna do one of these. We got a nice little V couch, or L couch, but not fully an L couch. Got some fairy light singles, so we'll put that over here. Or at least we had one fairy light single. Now these gray brick benches, I can't think of a use for them yet, so we'll leave those. Red brick tables, not gonna use any more of those. And I think with that, that is so far our restaurant. I feel like we might do a little bit more, but that's what we got so far. It looks pretty nice. And I think that's 1 out of 6 sections done. Now, the entrance is kind of done, but we have so much to do. All right, so for the farm, we gotta have more farm plots, which I finally have enough wood for. So we're gonna have all 20 in here. It's gonna be kind of narrow. Now, I have an idea. I think this would look actually pretty satisfying. I want to do a line on both sides of the walls here, just going straight to the end. So we'll do something like this, and then over here we'll do the same thing. But I do need it to be kind of far from the wall. So like this. Because I have an idea. All right, well, we did need more than 10 farm plots, but so far I don't think I'm going to use these 8. I actually have an idea. So we have trellis fence painted. We're going to do something like this. We go over here, and we're just going to keep on going and see if we can make something nice out of this. I think I have a lot of trellis fences, but we're going to separate them. Now we have a birdhouse. So we're going to actually be decorating this pretty nice. This is going to be a farm and also like a genuine place to be. Birdhouse is going to be right here, so they can drink from the water, have a nice little home. That is a very tiny birdhouse. I did not use the inside of this very well. I literally, it's just a hole. There's not even a nice indoor like square shape like the outside is. It's just a hole. But let's see, move the trellis fences here. All right, I think we should have enough to do what I want to do. Let's check it out though. Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna have enough. Now, I don't like the green on these. It just blends in too much with the grass. So we're gonna have to pick a different color. Green works with the farm, you know, vegetables and all that. But then again, don't like the matching grass color. So we have this so far. So it disconnects the farm from this area, which I'm gonna make look really nice. Just gonna spam a bunch of decorations all over the place, and I genuinely think it'll look good. But for now, I want to have a row of flower bushes and shrubs along the back of our farms. I think that would look really nice. All right, so let's see what we can do. We have flower bushes and shrubs. I'm just gonna try to use whatever we got, just kind of sparingly, not use too much of it. All right, other side. Okay, actually, I didn't have to use all of them. Maybe I could place another one. Nah, I kind of like it this way. So we'll put this off to the side. Then we'll put the shrubs in between, kind of like this. And that actually looks pretty nice. So we'll do the same thing here. Dude, I genuinely think this could be my best looking base of all time. Look at what we've got so far. This is just, it's compartmentalized. It's very cool. So now that we have the sides done as far as I think we have it done, let's make the center look very nice. So for here, we're going to put a fairy lights arch at the center because it's a genuine place to go into. It's a nice experience. And then we'll just put some stuff all around, just kind of spreading them out randomly, and that'll make it look very natural. We can even put a shrub in here from the leftover one that I had. And I'm trying to find a good place for these stump tables. There's not really many though. It kind of have to go in the back here. All right. And with that, we have a decent area. Not the greatest. I think what would help would be some lanterns. So I do believe I'll be able to take these lanterns from the restaurant and the lighting won't suck. It'll be a little bit dimmer, but it still looks pretty good. And I think it'll make the restaurant, or no, the farm look a lot better. So we'll put these in some random places, just like this. And there we go. I think that lights up the farm a little bit nicely, or a little bit nicer. All right, so we'll see. We'll probably get some more stuff later for this. I don't know how many coins I have though. Also, we have the deer staring at us. That's very nice. Farm just grew in. Now this looks better. Okay, that might have been what I was missing. Now we do the kids' bedrooms. We have a picnic blanket. I think we could do something very nice with this and have a nice picnic area right here, because boys do not like to sit down and eat quietly. They like to throw their food and eat 10,000 pounds of it, to the point your grocery bill is double what it would be without a kid. But besides that, and I'm totally not calling out myself or anything like that, let's see what we can do. We're gonna do a cloth frame. Actually, no, that's not a thing for, that's kind of weird for boys. We're gonna do a cloth frame for the girls' tents though. We could actually do cloth frames all the way around like this, and I think that looks pretty cool. Bro, this girl, she's gonna think she's a princess. That is perfect. All right, Kraken Kid, you get to be a princess too. Wait, do I have more? Please tell me I have more. Oh man, I don't want to be out. There we go, cloth frames. Okay, perfect. I actually have a lot more cloth frames. I wonder what we could do with this. Now for now, let me place these and then take our paintbrush, paint it nice and blue, and then same thing over here but purple, and I think that looks pretty nice. That's not bad. If only we could paint the beds though. Actually, I have an idea. We could use a stump table right here for the picnic blanket. This will be your actual table. There we go. Put a good use to that. Now we have a ton of bean bags, So many beanbags. So I'm wondering, what can we do with these? I don't think it'd be wise to put it around the picnic blanket, so I guess the boys are getting some beanbags. We're gonna have a nice area here, and the furniture trader just showed up. This is fantastic. Let me place these beanbags down, though. So they each have their own thing of beanbags, and let me paint them the right colors. Dino Kid will give him a... He's a little bit more of a faint red. So, no, that one doesn't match. This one matches perfectly. Well, maybe not perfect. I don't know. I think this is the closest we can get. And then yellow. So when these kids have businesses and they say, come into my office, this is what you'll see. This is the best office I've ever seen in my life. We have some fairy lights. Let me give those to the girls' tents, both front and back. All right, we're going to place our leaf pinwheel back here. Would look nice in the farm, but we do need a very weird entranceway because we already have the weird doctor's office thing going on back there. So we got to keep the trend going. But now let's take the log stools and put them around the picnic blanket. I think that'll look pretty nice. Yeah, just like this. Nice 5 seats. Now we have these gray brick circle things. I think these will look nice in the farm because I can do something like this if I can get it right. Why is it? Oh, I think you have to place these first and then you place the lanterns. Let me also give a nightstand to each of the kids. Wait, hold up. I think I might be... Yeah, okay. I'm placing it backwards. Hold on. Let me redo that. Okay. And now I can finally see the stone lanterns. These are going to be very nice. These have a very nice look to them. We can also place them on top of the stumps. Okay, that's nice. I have lantern cones. Maybe I could put those in the center here. I think that would look pretty cool. Stone lanterns. I mean, I have 2 more, but I don't want to like flood this place. Maybe up front will be good. There's not too much lighting up front. Now my lantern cylinders, I have 4 of them. I'll place 1 back here, and then I'm going to go give 1 to each of the tables again, because I think that'll look very nice. All right, there we go. Everything's coming together. Slowly but surely. I have so much stuff to place. I gotta be creative with it too. So let's see. What can we do here? We can do something like cloth frames behind the kids' beds, just like this. Maybe along the wall. That's a cool idea. The entire like side is the girl's color. So the koala kid gets a bunch of purple, Kraken kid gets a bunch of blue. Oh, dude, I have 10 of these. Yo, we can make this entire... Dude, this is gonna be fantastic. All right, where else can I put these? I mean, put a little bit on this side here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I have a fantastic idea. Put one in the center, and then we could put one here, and a couple here on this side for her. And then I can figure out what color blue and purple mixed together is and put that as the center one. Okay, so we want a soft bluish purple. Is that a thing? Oh, wait, hold up. I think this is it. Maybe this. No, it's too purple. This would be a nice mix. So this will be the center because it's a mix of their colors. And then she will have them be all pink. And then she'll have them be all blue. Okay. Now we have 2 buckets. Let me place these 2. Can't forget about this. I'll place them closer to the water. Boom. All right. This place is really packed. Looks nice. Dude, the cultists are giving up. They're not. Look, they're both just standing on watch. They're admiring the base. We have 1 single colorful fairy light single. This is actually a rare item now. So we'll put it in the center right here. We also have some hedgerow curved. So we could do something like this. A nice little extra ambiance kind of feel vibe thing to the picnic table. It feels a little bit more like a forest. And then because I have a little bit more, we can do something like this, where it's a little nook for the light. Boom. All right. That looks nice. That actually does add a little bit to this base. Then we have picket fences, not trellis fences. Don't need those anymore, I don't think. But we have picket fences, and I'm thinking we could do something. What we'll do with the boys. Oh, I'm starving to death. Oh, I don't have anything to eat. Hold up. All right, get something over here. I'll just eat up. These things will regrow. All right, there we go. But for the picket fences, I want to add kind of like a neighborly, or not a neighborly, but neighborhood-like feel to their bases. So yeah, he's got a nice picket fence going into his place. I like that. Same thing for the Dino Kid. There we go. Now his is already pretty much perfect color, I think, unless maybe it's the darker one. Nope. Yep, perfect color. So we only have to change this to be the lighter red. Perfect. Very, very nice. We got more beanbags. We have a painting portrait. We can put that back here. The most beautiful painting in the world. What will it be? It is the deer trying to pretend to be a YouTuber, making a thumbnail face during a beautiful sunset. Yo, that is a dog. Hold up. No, that's a straight up dog. Where are your antlers? Bro, all right, well, Fair enough, but they have a nice painting to look at and to admire. Now for the bean bags, we have so many of these left. I mean, we could just, oh wait, I have an idea. Do something like this where they converge and we'll have the colors come in together, not mix like we did with the girl side, but we'll have them have a clear separation in the middle, just like this. You can tell whose side is whose. And with that, I mean, we have so much of this base done. Look at this farm. It's beautiful. The restaurant, I would eat here. The boys' base have a nice beanbag array, neighborhood-like fences, and the girls have, I mean, just a crazy, oh wait, hold up, I forgot to paint these. But the girls have a crazy amount of cloth frames, making it super nice. Nice little picnic place, beds, bookshelves, all that. The only thing I'm thinking of doing is adding some more utility to back here. Gonna add a colorful fairy light arch right here as well, so you can walk into the girls' base. So for the utility area, we can add an ammo crate would be cool, a biofuel processor, a radar, some shelving would look nice, a freezer, all those kinds of things. So let me go out and get a bunch of wood and scrap. I cannot wait to see what this thing looks like overhead. Dude, it's gonna be so cool. Even looking at it earlier when it was empty overhead was cool. Furniture trader's back. Well, about to die though. Now we actually have some good items for what I need. More mushrooms, stone pillars, plates for the very, very, very hungry people back at the base. Lanterns will be cool. And another lush canopy. That is good. That we can use. I think that'll actually make the outside, or not the outside, but the entrance look very nice. All right, so let's see. Lush canopy. We're putting this back here. 100%. This will look nice. We got a nice little windmill. We have some stone pillars as well, so we could put them on the sides right here. Is a nice little extra thing to add. Makes it look kind of more like a Roman place. We have some street lanterns. We could try to do something with that. Maybe here would be kind of nice. Not too nice. Maybe we can have them be like this. Little midway lanterns for the farm. And then for the plates, oh, we know who's getting those plates. Oh, we know who's getting those plates. Hey guys, I know you ate the entire restaurant's worth of food, but we managed to find more. So eat up and try not to die of a heart attack. All right, we got another birdhouse. We can have bird neighbors. So one birdhouse to the left and one birdhouse to the right. Got some more mushrooms. We'll put that under the gazebo, or not a gazebo, but the canopy here. And there we go. That fills it in pretty nicely. And you know what? For some lighting, we'll put in the street lantern to the side. And we do have bean bags left over, so we might as well use them right here. Make them a nice green to match everything. Oh wait, that reminds me. We forgot about the fences back here. I do want these to have a nice color. Maybe a light blue would look kind of cool. A white could look cool. We'll try white. Yeah, actually I like white. This fits very nicely. All right, now let's build some of our cool stuff. Freezer, we got that. Shelving we'll build if we need it. Radar, biofuel processor, ammo crate. Now let's make this a little bit more filled in. So the biofuel processor, we can put this in the back right here. Ammo crate, we can have, I think the front side is opposite me, so we can have that be right over here-ish. Right here is nice. Radar, this is the front side. We'll put that right there. And the freezer, we will put that right here. So although it's not totally filled in, it's a lot more than it was. So actually for shelving, I don't know. I don't want to put shelving right in the middle. Actually, we can put shelving right in the middle. I have an idea. Dude, my creative juices have just been drained of this video. I have been doing everything possible to make this the most creative base in the world. Well, not literally everything. If I did literally everything, I'd be here all day, but this has been a very nice build. Now we have a center shelving unit, which sits in the center of the room and looks very nice. And then for our oil barrels, I have an idea. We could put them right here, just like this, stack them on top of each other. If I can get it to work, we'll just do this. And the gas canisters we'll put right here. Boom. All right, all the fuel's right next to the oil drill. Very nice. And with that, I think we are done. Take this defensive blueprints. I don't know where we could add these in the base. Don't even need these. We're just gonna take all of these things and throw them to Narnia. You go to Narnia, you go to Africa, you go to Zimbabwe, which is also in Africa, Antarctica for you, Mars, why not? Pluto, not a planet anymore, so we'll actually send 3 of them to Pluto. Pluto probably feels lonely and sad. All right, as we can see, they all made it to their final destinations, but with this, we can do the final base tour. And what I want to see first, while we still have daylight, is what this base looks like overhead. Now, actually, I do need to pick up these torches torches and put these in the right places. But for now, we are going to just take a look at what this looks like overhead. Oh, dude, look at this. Look at this farm, the restaurant, the nice bedrooms we got going on here. Oh, dude, this is amazing. I can already see what I want to do too. I'm gonna add some torches to right here to lighten it up a bit. We can add some torches back here to lighten it up a bit. But bro, look at this. This is not, dude. Is this what every base looks? Okay, I can't really see anymore. But if this is what every base looks like, I have been missing out on a view. All right, well, let's add some torches and then we can do the base tour. The torches we're gonna put just kind of in the middle-ish here, like this. Light it up a bit more, and then we'll do the same thing for the boys' side. Do a torch right here and right here. So that is just insane, the base we have right now. And finally, we can do the biggest Hexagon base tour in 99 Nights in the Forest. So, coming in, we have our sign. Kevin is here, warning all intruders. Some nice bridges going over the water that I spilled, with Kevin right here to greet you. If he doesn't like you, you will not be allowed in, and you will probably even die. Looking into Kevin's eyes without his permission will, in fact, cause death. Then over here, we have some nice areas. Little hangout area there, little hangout area there. Very nice little entryway into our base. Now, please hop over this literal industrial grinder. Try not to die. And you will see we have 5 other compartments to this base. Off to the right here, we have our utility room, where I'm going to stack this oil barrel real quick on top of here. We have our ammo crate, radar, boost pad, freezer, some shelving for stuff we might need to store later, even though I'm going to leave right after this. Biofuel processor, compass sundial map, and oil drill with the stuff right next to it. Very, very nice. But taking a left instead of a right, you will find our farm decked out with so many decorations. Very, very beautiful, especially from overhead. And coming to the place right next to it is our restaurant. If you would like to be seated, please go ask Kevin, but be careful. Again, he might kill you. We have a nice private area over here for those who are inclined to eat the entire world's of food supply. And over here we have the normal people who eat decent amount of food, except for this guy who loves to put his entire head inside of a flower. I mean, it must smell fantastic, but I don't see the intrigue. But for our final 2 compartments, we have the boys and the girls bedrooms, and honestly, pretty much houses. It's like a duplex for each of them. We have yellow beanbags, red beanbags, picket fences for both of them. Looks very nice, and most importantly, the painting of the dog or bear or female wait, hold up. Is this the deer's wife? Is this the dude? If this is the deer's wife, we have just broken all lore in this game. That would be insane. But coming over here, we have the girls' side with a nice little archway to come through. Picnic area right here. Very, very calming. And they have their own colors that mesh into a color right here in the center. And finally, now that it's turning daytime, the very last look overhead of the biggest Hexagon base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Just behold the beauty. Absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on this video right here.